Okay, hello everybody. Before we get started, let me just change one thing in my audio. Hopefully you will not hear the radiator, but you can now see the side of me. By the way, I want to try this, I guess you could say, format, perspective, doing live streams in the future. Maybe the all one I used to do was a little more, it was kind of spacious. This is a little more personal, I feel like. Oh, let me show you guys something. Just want to share my screen. Should have this going before. Okay. I did a poll today, which I think I should mention the results, and that is you guys prefer if we do the streams during the afternoon. It was pretty close, by the way. It was 32 votes so far. 59% want the afternoon. 41% prefer night. I would prefer afternoon. I didn't state that in the poll. I didn't want to put my bias in there, but mornings, afternoons are much better than the nighttime. For one thing, the lighting is better. I also have more energy. Those are some benefits. But listen, you all agreed. So next week we're going to try this stream during the day and see how it goes. Will I have more people attending, less people attending, more engagement, less engagement? We're going to find out. Thanks everyone who partaked in it. Okay, next thing I want to mention before we get into this live stream is going to be a lot of fun. Before I get into that, though, I have two animes I got from the library. They're right here. So we got 91 Days and Gangsta. As you guys know, I love mafia anime. I've seen the likes of Bakano and Black Lagoon and Gungrave. So the more. And I watched the first season of Bungo Stray Dogs as well. So I've seen a lot of the good mafia anime. There's not a lot out there, but I've definitely been consuming a lot of the content. So I'll also be watching 91 Days and Gangsta. And I'll let you guys know how I feel about those anime, of course, once I finish them. That's my preamble, if you will, before we start with the episodes. It's really funny too because 18 is one of my favorite episodes in all of Code Geass, and 19 is probably the worst in the entire series. So they're juxtaposed on top of each other. I watch 18 and I'm really excited. Oh man, what a great episode! I jump into 19 and oh my god, 19 is just it's not a good episode. There's so much wrong with it, and I was thinking about it the other day and I realized that the film made even more changes to that part of the story than I knew about them. But when I thought about it more clearly, I realized okay, there's more going on here than just what I originally thought. And I'll discuss that when I get to that episode. Also, once we finish the episodes, I got a special treat for you guys for Geass Code, which I'm really excited about. But anyhow, let's get into 18, and then we'll go from there. Any initial comments I should read before I get started? Probably not, but we'll see. Cool. Tubes are good, but the two that come after are amazing. We'll see what that. If Lois and Cecile were a couple, how would it work? Probably wouldn't because Lloyd's a sociopath, but why not? Hey, Glad King, welcome. Um, yeah, I don't know. Time from food poisoning. That's true. Your library has anime. You're lucky. My library. Yeah, it does. Not every library does though. That's very true. I good segue. I'm working on a streaming guide update for January 2022. I've been doing that in the mornings. I almost have it finished. It's going to have all the different streaming services available. And I made a website, not website. I have a website. I wrote an article many years ago about like the best places to find and watch anime. And if you can do it, obviously not many can. The library is one of the best resources because there's tons of old DVDs. They don't always work well, but if you can get into your library and it has the anime you're looking for, it's the best way to watch it. I know DVDs are antiquated, which is so strange for me to say that, but they are antiquated. But most systems, you can get a portable DVD player if you need to watch it. But I've been doing that for years, and that's the best way to watch anime outside of streaming sites if you can't afford them, or if the anime is not on there, which does happen sometimes. So there is that. Here's why we hate 19. Oh my god, there's so much to hate about 19. You have no idea. Suzaku versus Ashley Asura. Definitely Suzaku. Even though Ashley's Alexander Red Oro. If he had the Asura Morango, oh, I totally botched the name. The one he had before with like the big chain guns, he might have a chance, but Suzaku took out the entire order of Michael by himself when he took out Jean and all the other members using the Grousters. And Jean is a very powerful Nightmare Frame pilot, so if he took her out, I don't think Ash has a chance in hell. I love Ash's character, but Suzaku, there's a reason he's like the best. He's one of the best pilots in the series for a reason. Well, it's funny because I know you don't like Rawl. It's funny to hear you say that. Dude, I all right, all right. We're gonna get into this like Clue thing. Really, I think his name is Clue, right? I don't really care what he does. Okay, you know what's funny? He actually commented on one of my videos. I didn't realize that he mentioned about the whole intelligence video. It's funny because if he watched it, then why did he get the facts wrong in his own videos? I don't care. I've already discussed Death Note versus Code Geass almost been like a lifetime now of content. Maybe one day I'll do another video on it, but right now I want to focus on our anime. That guy can do whatever he wants. Personally, the content to me isn't that great. If he wants this stuff to get out there, I would suggest improving the overall production. I'm not saying I know what I'm doing, but I see people who do know what they're doing, and it's way better. Yeah, I can't disagree with that. Okay, cool. Let's get into 18 because 18 is so good. Let me swap to this perspective. Okay, and close that out and move this over here. So basically, in the last episode, if you guys don't remember, you don't remember, it happened last week, or what we discussed last week. They started the whole invasion of the Tokyo settlement to the port area with Shinkai in charge, and it was going well. Well, that's debatable because they were taking heavy casualties, and I believe Shinkai was taken out of action by Bismarck, who, you know what, he doesn't join the battle in Tokyo too. He's not present, but Bradley was. I don't know why Bradley went, but Bismarck didn't. I don't know. Maybe he was fighting off against the forces by the port. Either way, we get that continuation of this battle, and it's really cool because Lelouch activates the Geffen Disturbers, and basically the Nightmare Generations, fifth and under, all electronic devices, they're all kind of they're just disabled. And one thing I observed about this, I don't think it was Lucius' intention, but by disabling all the electronic devices, in cars and the train and the nightmare frames, everyone was basically stuck in the settlement. They couldn't go anywhere, which means that he basically condemned lots of people to die in the battle itself. I don't know. Again, I'm not sure if he did that on purpose, like with the intent to kill everybody. He did obviously do it with the intent to prevent Britannia from using their advanced weapons, with the lower ones, to cripple the forces. But you watch during the battle, there are so many scenes where people are either on rooftops, they're in the building itself, and a lot of them being killed off. Even Millie almost died in the conflict. So it's funny to me that unintentionally or on purpose, Lelouch basically endangered the lives of everyone in that settlement, which is, I mean, at least with the when he collapsed the settlement in the last season, he only hurt the Britannian forces, but here he basically put everyone in jeopardy. When the flare is fired, if the Geffen disturbers were not activated, people could have evacuated the city and they might have lived. But since they were forced to be there, they basically were killed by, unfortunately, there was no way for them to escape during the conflict. So I don't know how you would evaluate Lucius' actions in that situation. Did he care or not care? I don't know. Just something I was thinking about. All right, so now all that's taken care of, we see the cool intro. Lelouch explains his plans. Basically, everyone is going to invade the Tokyo settlement. They're going to isolate the bureau, and they're going to capture the viceroy, and then essentially they're going to win the battle. And of course, he wants to capture the viceroy. Now, keep that in mind. By the way, he uses the term viceroy, and we're going to come back to that later. But just keep that in mind. We see Alicia talking to Nunnally, discussing that Zero is coming, and then Colin was so excited Zero was coming, and Gino's like, "You like him more than me, don't you?" And Colin's like, "Well, yeah, of course I do." Because Gino is such a he can't. I don't. I'm not against the two of them being a couple in the series, but I won't deny the fact that Gino clearly can take a hint. Colin is just not interested. Dude, move on and do something else. There's a bunch of other pretty women out there. I'm sure you can find someone else who knows how to pilot a nightmare frame. Maybe not to the level of Colin, but you can definitely find someone else. I remember when Cordelia was showing Euphemia a book of all the nights she could pick from. It wasn't like a storybook. It was I guess a notebook or files, whatever it was, a full 3 ring binder or whatever it was. All the different nights she could have picked. There were a lot of women in that selection. So Gino, if you want to find a woman who knows how to pilot a nightmare frame, you had other options. Tangent over. The point he tells Colin that he's going to use his Tristan, defeat the Black Knights, and the rebellion's going to fail. And Colin's like, oh, okay, whatever. And she's stuck in this prison, which this cell is just one of those. We've discussed it so many times already. The weirdness behind this whole cell. Anyway, Gino goes off to the battle. They ask if they can get this is Cannon and Schneisel, and they ask them if they can get Suzaku to destroy the disturbers. And Can's like, I don't know if he mentally can do this sort of thing. And then Schneisel is saying, well, the battlefield is not a place for him to work out his issues. If you remember in the past episode, he betrayed Lelouch on accidentally, I guess. So he feels really bad about that. And Nina wants him to use the tactical warhead, the flare warhead, into battle. And Nina's like, we need to fire it. And he's like, you can't use it. Okay, I mean, I'm a pilot, but I can do something. And Zaku's like, you got to understand, are you prepared to know, do you really understand what's going to happen when you fire this thing? And Nina, of course, doesn't answer the question, but we know she doesn't understand the consequences because she's only focused on killing Zero. She understands, in theory, what would happen, but she doesn't really comprehend it, which I think a lot of people misunderstand about Nina's character. They always say she made a bomb and didn't understand and killed people. You just got to remember that from a statistical point of view or a numbers point of view or whatever the term you want to use, she understood what it was supposed to do, but putting it into practice those are two different things. Like I'll give you an easier example. You could understand how a gun works. You could, it shoots someone and kills them, whatever the case may be. You can be training in a shooting range for years. But when you pull up a gun on someone, you actually shoot them for real, you might throw up. I've seen, I'm not sure or not, if a person kills another person with a gun, but the reaction is going to be very different. And you can't tell the person, well, you know that they were going to die if you shot them. Yeah, but like when you do it, it's a different response. And the theoretical versus the actual is the reason why Nina's response made sense to me. But whatever. The hate will always be there. Eventually, Lelouch talks about, he asks Rolo what's going on because they're going to rescue Nunnally. Then Zaku tells Zero, okay, we have a tactical warhead. Now, the weird part about this is that he says, listen, Zero, there's a tactical warhead on here. Tell your troops to stop or whatever. Now, we learn later on that this was only broadcasted to Lelouch and nobody else. So I don't know why he said Zero. Was he concerned that someone might go through the recordings and find he's Lelouch? At this point, does it matter? Because Schneisel and Cannon already know. So who would not know who could accidentally... Like, who is up there who would know who Lelouch is? And it's kind of strange because at this point, everyone who needs to know, or everyone who would want to know, knows. I'm not sure why he was discreet in that way he said that. Also, this scene is bullcrap, and we'll get to that later on. Anyhow, Lucius is like, yeah, I would believe anything you say. So Jeremiah, of course, fights Suzaku. And basically, for the most of this fighting, it's just Jeremiah, Guilford, and Lelouch versus Suzaku. He's basically fighting the three of them on his own. It's ironic because it will switch to Lucius' case where it's going to be Gino, Anya, and Bradley versus him. So they kind of flop. They switch it up. Raksha is the only person who questions why is Jeremiah even on her side. You would think anyone else would have asked this question. She also explained that the Siegfried, which another thing kind of confuses me, why is he using a Southern Zieg? The Siegfried has the ability to spin, and that shield is basically impenetrable. I don't know why Jeremiah didn't use that in battle. In my opinion, and I could be wrong here, but that weapon is so powerful that they had to nerf it for this battle because in turn 14 when you see the Siegfried in action, it destroys nightmare frames, like this. It just cuts them up. Anything below 7th generation, they're all dead. So if Jeremiah was piloting that thing, he probably would have taken out like most of the enemy forces. No offense to this Siegfried Sutherland or Sutherland Sieg, it's not even close. It has the lightning ability and it has like the attachable, I guess those spear harkins, I guess, but it can't spin. And the spinning ability is what makes the Sutherland the Siegfried so powerful. And not having that capability to me ruins the nightmare frame, but it's what it is. Anyhow, they're confused why he's helping them out. Then Guilford is confused why he's even defending, why he's fighting against Britannia, and Luce tricks him to thinking that he's Cornelia. Again, she's wearing this outfit, which shows that he hasn't seen her since she hadn't worn this outfit, which I think is a nice little, I guess, hint we can determine from that scene. Anyhow, Zaku's fighting Jeremiah, and then Guilford's fighting him as well. He's using that little cool elbow technique, which is kind of awesome. Again, it's 3-on-1 here. They were about to finish him off, and then Gino comes in there to save him. And then, of course, you see Jeremiah going, "Orange, that's the color of my loyalty." And then Lelouch ends up fighting Gino at this point because he needs Jeremiah and Guilford to fight against Zaku, which I understand that, but it does almost get him killed, which does question the strategy behind that, which we'll get to in a moment. Meanwhile, Raul just kills these two guards, and when he finds Nelly, he's going to kill her. Meanwhile, he tells Lelouch, "I'm just going to find her," but he tends to kill her because I'm the only one you need, brother. Because Lelouch manipulated him to being too reliant on him, and also their emotional stuff too. Saiko tells Raul that he's going to go ahead to find Nunnally, and also they found Saiko. This is a strange part. Apparently, they can't evacuate until Nunnally does, which is so bizarre to me. Basically, Alicia said, Alicia says, if you don't go, everyone else has to stay, and if everyone has to stay, we're all going to die. It's like, okay, I'll tell you one thing. I was part of that group. I don't care what's going on. There's a war going on between the Black Knights and the Britannian forces, and they're literally we could have possibly nuclear tactical warheads involved. Which I'm pretty sure they were privy to the knowledge since Alicia knew of them. I'm getting the hell out of there. I don't care what's going on. Getting what's that term? Arrested. I don't care. I'd rather be in jail for, what's that expression? Tried by 12 and carried by 6. Yeah, I'd rather be tried by 12 than carried by 6. Then Chiba tells, I think it was Edgar, that we have like the air superiority, and then Claudio nearly kills her. She just like had deer in headlights. I like Chiba's character, but I was analyzing her record as a Nightmare Frame pilot, and surprisingly, it's pretty bad. It's not that great. She has like 2 wins, but a couple losses. It's okay. I mean, considering how much time she's on screen, you'd think it'd be a little more impressive. And Claudio nearly killed her here. Asahina with the save though, and they basically can't charge the bureau because they're waiting on Zero. Or they're waiting on Zero to capture Nelly or something like that. Colin's upset because she can't be in the battle. Is what it is, I suppose. And then I guess we see the Shinkiro firing against the, where was it? I guess I don't have a picture here, but it was the Tristan. Meanwhile, Suzaku's fighting against Guilford, and then Anya jumps in there. So Gino tags out, Anya tags in, and she's using her star can against his shield. So Lucia's basically screwed. And then Ogi's like, "Oh God!" They're telling Ogi he's better than I have 6. He's like, "Oh God, what do I do?" And Nidhar not saying anything. Raksha's not saying anything, and Minami's like, "Here, let me fill in for this idiot. I hate Minami's character, but I won't deny the fact that at least he takes control here." And Kendall's like, "Well, Tamaki could help out Zero." Oh, well, he's probably dead then. I don't know why you couldn't have Jeremiah with Lelouch at all times. If Guilford was fighting against Suzaku, then Jeremiah should have been with Lelouch. The fact that they left him by himself to fight basically 3 nights of the round back to back with no help is really bad on the Lucius part. He almost died during this conflict, which is just whatever. We get a part here where they're going to transport Nelly to the shuttle. This is the actual one. There's also going to be a decoy one, which we'll get to later. And she tells that shirt. She says, "Who's going to kill Kozuki?" And they put Sir George on it. I was trying to think why they chose to have Colin die now as opposed to, gee, I don't know, early on in the story. I guess the logic is because Nunnally is now officially being transported out of the bureau, she can't stop them. Or if they kill Colin, she'll never find out anyways. If she is turned out, let's say nothing happens to the bureau and they come back to it and Colin is dead, they can say it was during the conflict or something happened. They can probably forge it or fake it or whatever. Because otherwise, why wouldn't they just kill Colin before? Why wait till now to do it? I couldn't think of a better explanation besides that. It must have been like a timing thing. Because I don't think Nine would have been okay with that. Also, Colin nearly dies. The scene is like, it's kind of funny. It's not funny. But, okay, so you look at Colin, right? And she's doing this on the glass, which means the door is closed on her. Not sure how she's breathing, but we don't have to go into that. Was the guy going to shoot through the glass and kill her? What was the strategy here? Like, was he going to open the door and shoot Colin? Wouldn't that be stupid? Because she can just jump and kick him in the face. They know Colin has the ability to jump really high in the air, right? That's why she's in this prison, because she can't, like, if she jumps behind him, she can't get over the bars. Although even then, would that even matter? I mean, her whole prison's like the side of the Death Star. Like, I don't know what I don't know. It's really strange. Be that as it may, though, the guy had a gun, Sir George. He was going to blast Colin. Was he going to open the door first and then shoot her? Was he going to shoot the glass and the shard with hair in the face? Like, what was the strategy here to killing Colin? And couldn't they just, if this thing is a closed container, couldn't they just gas it to kill her? I know that's awful, but I'm just saying, like, there were a lot of other ways they could have done this. So I'm not sure what the strategy was behind this. On some level, it would have been kind of cool if they showed you what the plan was. Maybe Sir George fires the glass, breaks it. Obviously, I assume it's not bulletproof, and then Psycho kills him before the things hit her or something. I don't know. I want to see what they were going to do there because that was kind of weird to me. This by the way, this depiction of her is like it's so telling of her role in the story. Anyway, Psycho saves her and he says, Rolls on his way to save Nunnally. Even though she was supposed to save Nunnally, but I guess they switched the roles. They give her this new suit to put the nightmare frame. She doesn't recognize it because they changed it, obviously. Toto is saying we can't spread our lines any further. We're at the breaking point. Then they said they got rid of all the, what's it called? They destroyed all the Geffen disturbers, at least the majority, so they can get the fifth generation, obviously, back into the battle lines, which is good. They're out of time. Then, what's his face? What was his name? This guy. I don't know why I forgot his name. Kenoshita. There we go. Kenoshita. He gets shot down. He sends the data to Asahina of the Geass Massacre, which we'll get into later, but oh my god, that was so horribly handled. Then Tamagi's like, where's Zero? He's right here. Are you blind? He's right here. Just turn your head and you will see him. Where is Zero fighting? He's my best bud. Oh my god, Tamagi. Why are you still alive? All right. Gotta calm down. But seriously, though, he's right here. Man, Tamagi's incompetence is ridiculous in this story. It's not even funny anymore. At this point, it's just sad. Then during the battle, Anya has a freak out because Marion's in her head, and I guess that happens sometimes when you got two people in your brain. So she falls down, and then Luce is immediately captured by Bradley, who he was going to skewer him with that same BS line like, hey, what was it? What appeals value most in her life? Or no, what's the thing people value the most? Their life. There we go. I got it. It's just such a stupid line. God, I hate Bradley's character. Just fudge him. Anyhow, Colin powers up the eight elements, which is kind of cool. They launch it. It's got the energy wings. I mean, I won't lie. This thing is so cool looking. I think of like the Megazord, kind of, and the flight enabled. It's the design of the Zyre frame is just so beautiful. I'm not gonna lie. It goes into battle. David unfortunately dies. And here's something kind of sad. I was thinking about this. Guilford's under the Geass power to serve Lelouch. So he's not even aware that Edgar and David die in this battle because when Alfred and Bart died in turn 4, he was really upset because that's the last thing we have from Dalton, as his kids. But because he's under Geass, he can't even realize what just happened to David and Edgar. So it's very depressing that he just dies like that. It's battle, I guess, but no memorial for him. No memorial for him. It's like he basically gets like knocked. Colin damaged him, and Chiba finished him off. Then Colin basically wipes out all the forces, and I have a theory that if the flare wasn't fired into this battle, wasn't used, the Black Knights would have won single handedly just because Colin is the strongest force in there. She can kill every other Nightmare Frame pilot. She can probably wipe out all the knights of the round, take out the Avalon, take all the forces. It's a joke. The fight would have been over so quickly. In some level, they probably had to have Suzaku fire the flare because otherwise they could have killed everyone within I don't know a couple minutes. Even Toto, he broke to the Avalon anyway. So between his ability to get to the Avalon and Colin just decimating all the forces, it looked like it was over for the Britannia. It was over for Britannia. They lost this conflict. Anyways, back to situation with Zero. Now, Lelouch acts like an idiot here because the shield is the only thing that's keeping him alive at this point. If he brings it down, he's dead. I think he knows that. So what's so crazy to me is that he decided to remove the shield when Tamaki nearly. Oh, Tamaki. When Tamaki tried to help him out, it was so stupid. Before Tamaki failed to help him out, though, we see that Charles is coming, but Schneider's like, he's not coming to the battlefield. And Canon's like, how do you know? He doesn't care about our world. So Tamaki says, don't fight. I'm here to defend Lelouch, my man. And then Bradley just destroys him. It was bad. And because Lelouch broke down his shield, Bradley's spear was about to pierce it and kill him. So Lelouch was basically screwed. Now, I'm not saying he had a good way to fight back. Unfortunately, because the Valkyrie squad had him pinned down. Although I have to wonder, can't he fire those hadron cannons from his hands? I mean, I guess they have him on with a Jesus cross post. I guess he couldn't aim his arms to fire, but then again, he might be able to aim it. He didn't even try. I think that's the important part. He didn't even try to use it that way. Then we get maybe the best scene of all of Code Geass, one of the best scenes. Colin comes in there and saves him. This scene is so epic. When I first watched Code Geass like 10 years ago, or over now, which is crazy, I'm so old. But 10 years ago, like this scene always stuck with me when Colin came back to save him. It was just such an epic scene. There's certain parts I forgot about as I've gotten older. Before I rewatched the show like 10,000 times. But this was not one of them. I always remember when Colin came to save him. It's such an awesome scene. Just because the Gurren is it's such a memorable design. The nice color of the red with the pink. Man, it's so cool. And then she just decimates everyone else. There's a fun conversation where Cecile and Lloyd argue who actually made the Gurren, and obviously it was a collaborative effort. Rakshada's pissed off, but no offense, Rakshada, if you didn't make your stuff so easy to tinker with, this wouldn't have happened. So it's kind of your fault, but sure. Get mad about it. Either way, Colin goes into battle. She basically wipes out Bradley. And I'll say to Bradley that, again, I hate his character, but I'll say this much about him. If she was using the flight-enabled version, I'm talking about Colin, I don't think she would have won this battle because Bradley actually strategically fought her pretty well. He basically wanted to get into close range against her in combat, so he made sure to force her to get closer to fire his head slash harken at her. Unfortunately for Bradley, his nightmare frame is it's hand-to-hand combat. It requires close range. The problem is Colin has the best close range combat nightmare frame in Code Geass. So, and I assume Bradley knows how it works because everyone knows at this point how the Gurren works. I assume again they didn't. That's bad briefing there by whoever got them set up for the mission. But if it was just the two of them fighting, again, with Colin with the lesser nightmare frame, it might have been a close battle. Maybe Bradley would have won because you can clearly tell when he's fighting her, he actually had a plan in mind. He wasn't just doing things. He's pretty smart there. Unfortunately, he fought against an iron frame that's way above him, and Colin wipes him out. So You can argue that it was definitely skill because you need skill to pilot the Nightmare Frame. Obviously, only people with the best abilities can do so. At the same time, she basically overpowered him and killed him pretty quickly. Which honestly, good riddance. I hate Bradley's character. She did a good job there. Now at this point, Guilford comes back after fighting with Gino. You're like, where was he the whole time? Well, he wasn't here. He was doing his own thing. Gino's like, I'm gonna fight Colin. I'm thinking, Gino, are you an idiot? You'll die. Gino couldn't beat Colin with the flight enabled version. How is he gonna be here with this? It just killed Bradley like it was nothing. Gino's an idiot. That's all there is to. He's just a moron. I mean, I used to like his character a lot, but I just don't anymore. Alto is much better. That's his great grandfather from Reign of Darkness. Zaku's like, I'm gonna fight Colin. Good luck with that, buddy. His Hadron blaster was ineffective against her new version of the Radiant Wave Surger arm. Then we see Edgar. He gets killed by Toto, which is it's sad. Again, Guilford can't mourn for him. Oh well. And basically, they're attacking the Avalon. Again, it's not looking good for the Britannian forces. They have Colin back, who is basically an army to herself, and they broke through to the Avalon. Not looking too good. But then we get this part where Asuna sends him a message saying, by the way, we can't trust Zero because of the Geass massacre. Again, it never comes into play, but it was a thing. Cornelia breaks out, and I have no comments. I've already ranted enough about her as is. I will do a video at some point discussing how they could have fixed her character. Just so stupid. There's an explosion. Oh my god, is it Valletta? Right, because no one knew that Luce captured Cornelia. Because he didn't want to tell anyone for some reason. I don't know why. Then we see the decoy plane being lowered. And Rollo doesn't realize it's a decoy plane. I'm not sure. Because he gets a message from Saigo saying that we found Nully and Rollo's going to get a Nightmare Frame to pilot to, I guess, save them. I always speculate that Rollo looked at Nightmare into the shuttle and didn't see them, or he figured he was going to shoot them out of the sky. I know that Oz reflection, that's not what happened. I will read the manga one day and maybe do a revised version of that video, but just going off the anime alone, it was very ambiguous what was happening in this scene. Like, where the heck was Saiko versus Rollo when he gets this call? Anyways, Luce tells Colin to go finish off Saku. And if anyone could tell me what Cecile says here, because I cannot. Basically, Lloyd tells Suzaku, get out of there. And Cecile's like, no, then Suzaku says, but Zero. And then Cecile says, something, Brett? I don't know. I couldn't understand him. If anyone watched the episode and could understand what Cecile was saying here, I'd like to know. Because if you go through the footage, it's not, I can't comprehend it. And you can't use the subtitles because the subtitles are for the Japanese dub. It's not for the English dub. So that won't help you either. I have no idea what she was saying. Anyway, that's the things you can throw the radiant wave surger in like almost like a disc. And basically Suzaku is pretty much screwed. He's like, oh no, I won't fire the flare, and it's not going well, as we know. And basically she's about to finish him off, and Suzaku's like, okay, this is fine. He wanted to die. It's an atonement. But then we get the whole part where Luce showed him how to live. A little flashback there. He fires the flare. Everyone gets away, including Chiba. She tells Asahina to get out of there. It's too late, though. By the way, Asahina was there to try to capture Rollo. Why now, dude? What a weird... I don't know. And now everyone's getting away. Millions of people are being killed, which, again, I kind of blame to Lelouch because he kind of isolated them there by using the Gekkan Disturber to begin with. And then Asahina is dead. Nully's presumed dead. Lelouch is freaking out. Guilford also presumed dead. It's funny too. He says princess, and then they show Cornelia like looking out from the deck of the Ikaruga. It was a nice little callback there. The episode ends with Lelouch saying, "Can I tell Denali?" And Raul's like, "No, she's dead." And yeah, that's how the episode ends. What an awesome conflict! This has always been one of my favorites in the entire series. It's crazy action, an awesome battle. And the flag gets fired. I mean, it's you can't get much better than that. Oh, maybe you can. I don't know. Anyhow, let's see. Why wasn't the banner up? Damn it. Okay, let me read my. I want to read through my notes here just to make sure I didn't miss anything. I'm pretty sure I got everything though. Yeah, the entire one thing I'm mentioning here, but I'll mention it again. 19. The entire plan to get Suzaku to fire the flare was all orchestrated by Schneisel because he he knew that Lelouch and Suzaku didn't trust each other at this point. So Lelouch would not have warned anyone else about the flare or even believed it in the first place when he fired it, or that he might fire it. So that they were planning on that in the next episode. So that was well thought out there. The rest of it was it's not great. Let's see. I think that's everything I got so far. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Let's see. I mentioned that. Oh, you know what's funny? During the battle against Colin and Suzaku, Suzaku said I had to get into close range to Colin. I was like, wait, why are you trying to get close range with Colin? She'll kill you. You would never like if I'm not a Nightmare Frame pilot. There's no such thing, obviously. But if I was gonna fight Colin, which is suicide, I would not try to get close to her at all. That's basically that's suicidal. I would stay away from her and fire from a safe distance. Colin in close range, there is no Nightmare Frame pilot better frames. There's no Nightmare Frame better than the Gurren. Even the basic one. I mean, I think that arm is deadly as hell. So I'm not sure what's wrong with Suzaku. He must have had some kind of brain issues there. Like, why would you want to come close in range with her? That's so stupid. Let's see. All right. Oh, yeah, Marika doesn't die in this scene. Oh, Lloyd implied the girl needed a cable divisor, which I mentioned before. That's in turn 16. That's why Colin can pilot it, even though they said it could be piloted because most normal people couldn't pilot it, but Colin's obviously not a normal pilot. So there you go. Um, let's see. Oh, another thing cool too that I like. It's a nice little subtle thing. But during the end, you know how normally they have little like what's going to happen next episode. You normally hear Lelouch or someone narrate. No one narrates in the episode. It's brilliant, or the epilogue. No one says anything. It just shows you what's going to happen with some music in the background. Normally Lelouch would say something, but since Lelouch is basically he's in shock right now, he wouldn't be saying something at this point. So it's well done. I love that they do that in the story, or how like C2's memories are they're gone right now. So Lelouch has been narrating the whole story. I love how they don't forget continuity in things like this, but you're gonna see later on they forget continuity in other areas. So yeah, we'll get to that when we get to it. But overall, I love this episode. There's so much so cool. Even the whole idea of how Lelouch, like he instead of using the very beginning, let me go there real quick. I should have had this before, but if you go to the very beginning episode, they said how he can't. It might have been the previous one, I don't remember, but they said how they reinforced the settlement so Lelouch couldn't collapse it again. But he knew they were going to do that, so he had the Geffen disturbers instead. Again, it's just nice that he learned from his mistakes. It's good stuff. All right, we'll go through the comments real quick, and then we'll move on to 19, which is the worst episode in Code Geass. The absolute worst. Okay. The live command. I did not take that into account against Ashley. It doesn't matter. He still win. He doesn't even need. He doesn't even need the live command. I will definitely check this out just for fun. But Luke sucks at chess. No, the show sucks at showing chess. Let's be clear. The show sucks at showing chess, not that Luke sucks at chess. All right, let's keep going here. It's very triggering. Episode 19 is the only episode in Code Geass where if you post right now on Reddit and you say things like Ogi did nothing wrong or Zero deserved it, people are gonna downvote you and say you're the most stupidest you're the dumbest person alive. It's crazy. Uh, it's absolutely nuts how much people are so passionate about that whole situation, which we'll get into in just a bit. I have not seen Game of Thrones outside of parts from the last season, which was a dumpster fire. I did watch a Screen Junkies, and they're called Screen Junkies. They did like a whole recap of the show, and I had no interest. I'm not saying it's bad, but I'm just not interested in that stuff. Hospitals, people, news, yeah, it's good stuff. Uh, yeah, it's true. It's not finished yet. That is very true, and there will be, of course. Some people are saying that J. George R. R. Martin, I think that's his name, who made the story, he doesn't even know how it's going to end either, which is kind of is what it is. Are people still going on with lights? Look, in all fairness, I probably got us back in that discussion. I don't mean like us. I mean like in general, because there was like a discussion about philosophy, but I made a video, and someone else made a video, and I guess we're never going to stop. Okay, I even said in my video that Light and Lelouch are so popular as characters, people are going to talk about them seemingly forever. Until like something else comes out. But Light and Lelouch, those shows, Death Note and Code Geass, are just so popular that people naturally compare them. I don't know why. It is what it is. Definitely Colin. Again, Ashley's a good pilot, but no, definitely Colin. Well, any urban warfare puts everyone in danger. That's true. I'm just saying that in this situation, they couldn't even get out of there. That's the problem. You're right, but they couldn't even escape. At least in the last conflict in stage 23 to 25, the people could have escaped from the city, and they were, by the way, weren't they escaping from the city? I know that in what was it? Was it this? Hold on. I'm trying to remember. Was it this conflict or the next one where there's like a line of people trying to get the hell out of the city, and only like Rivals and Millie are still in the school. I think that was the last conflict. So people couldn't even do that in this situation because of the Geffen disturbers. That's all I'm saying there. Yeah, obviously. Yep, he should. Yeah, that was whatever. That was bad. Yeah, I want to do two for the rest of the season. Two for one, just to enjoy the rest of the Code Geass, but also because the way the story has the arcs, it kind of makes sense to do that. Yeah, no one actually went after the throne except for Lelouch, and he just took it, by force. No one actually tried to get it though. No, that's very true. It's not the same thing. That could have been a subplot, but it never really happens. Everyone's just kind of there was, I believe it was Lelouch that people were scheming. We never see it though, so it was kind of unused, I suppose. Yeah, that's a good comparison. That's probably true, but that ain't saying a whole lot. Colin versus Bismarck. Fly enabled version. Ooh, versus Galahad. I'm going with Bismarck. Yeah, obviously with the same elements, it's bullcrap. No Geass power, I assume, for Bismarck. If there is Geass, then obviously Bismarck wins. Even without though, he still wins. His Galahad's too OP. He can probably the Excalibur can probably slice through the radiant wave surgers. So I would say probably Bismarck. That'd be a fun what if battle though. That's actually a good comparison, except no, there's no exceptor. I'll just add by pointing out that Lelouch, unlike no, Lelouch didn't even think about his actions until Shirley died, and Nina immediately had regrets towards it. So if you want to compare those two, which is definitely a reasonable comparison, obviously the scope is different. Both of them, however, did calculate the total damage using numbers and didn't really think too much about the casualties at the time before using the weapons. But Lelouch didn't have much regret for what he did, whereas Nina immediately realized how badly she fudged up. So If you want to compare the two, Nina handled like a champ and relatively, and Luch did not. So that's an interesting comparison, though. Jeremiah's Siegfried, I feel, was made of parts of the original Siegfrieds. I'm guessing they didn't have time to rebuild the whole thing. I guess, but it just kind of sucks because no offense to the Sutherland Sieg, it's not as powerful as a Siegfried. Definitely Bismarck because Geass, but even without it though, I still don't see how she could beat him. Yeah, exactly. It's just stronger. Plus, Bismarck is older too than Collins. I bet his fighting experience probably would win that situation too. Because unlike before Bismarck, Collins' only Nightmare Frame opponents have been what teenagers. Anya's like 14, so preteens, and then Gino is a teenager. Zaka's a teenager. Has she fought? Oh, well, Jeremiah was like 20 something. He's an older man, but like Bismarck's like 40 something. He's a knight of one. He's a knight of one. Okay, it's not a joke. I would not mess with him. Lighter Shin Hyuga. That's such a hard question because Shin Hyuga's intelligence is never really explored much in the story. He's a nihilist. He had a cool plan to wipe out the world and start a war, but I don't know. Well, the Blood Pendragon, it might have caused the war. Who the hell knows? I don't know if I'd say he's smarter than Light though. Again, his intelligence is not explored much. I will say he's got great interpersonal intelligence since he's able to lead the Order of Michael with ease. Then again, they weren't cool with everything he did. I don't know. Shin has a lot. He's definitely a philosopher. I'll say that much. Roll is a bad brother. If he truly loved Lewis, he wouldn't have tried to harm Nunnally. No, I think the problem is he loved him too much that he felt that only he should be the one for Lelouch. That's the problem. It was overcorrected. Yeah, pretty much. Well, Lelouch knew. You know what the sad part about this comment is. You're absolutely right, but the problem is Lelouch knew about these problems from the journal and took advantage of them. That's why Roll, in my opinion, gets a pass for some of his actions because Lelouch basically read his manual and used it against him. That's the problem. Yeah, basically, Lelouch's plan here wasn't the greatest. Yeah, I don't know. They couldn't. I know that Rockshot said they couldn't like make a bunch of them, which is true. But you got to ask yourself a question: why couldn't they just fix the current one they had? Or how about this? When he fights in the next battle in turn 23, why he not using Siegfried there? Okay, you can argue, okay, they couldn't repair in time for the battle. Okay, we'll go with it. Not, I don't agree, but we'll go with it because they did have time during the UFN sign to get something going. But fine, whatever. We don't have it there. What about for the last battle? Lloyd couldn't work his magic to fix it. I'm not buying it. He was definitely very smart to take down the wall at Castle Weisenwolf in OVA 5. I don't know. Again, the problem with Oculus Exile, it's already a rush story with what they had already, so it's hard to say where he stands on it. I would say that he's definitely a good strategist, but it's it's hard to say for sure where he's like how smart he is. I'd have to like watch a show to look for certain things. There's nothing that stands out to me aside from the fact that he can lead the Order Michael. He understands how to manipulate people to move up in the ranks. His Geass didn't hurt matters either. Oh yeah, they definitely would have. That's true because they definitely lost because while you have the Garifs are about equivalent to the Akatskis, the ones that the command models, the ones that Asahina and Chiba use. For some reason, no one else uses those Akatsuki except for those two and Kenoshita. Who the hell is Kenoshita? He just appears and he's dead. He's dead. I don't know. Like Toto's really powerful. Shinkei's out of action, so you don't include him. It's basically a bunch of 7th generation Nightmare frames that are running havoc for Britannia. You have Bradley, Anya, and Gino and Suzaku. They all have knights they all have 7th generation Nightmare frames. They're all very powerful and wipe out all the Black Knight forces. And the Garrus are no, those are really powerful too. Basically, the Black Knights didn't have a good chance to win here. I'm not really sure what the strategy was. They wanted to use the Gathan Disturbers to break through, but no, their forces were not strong enough. Colin basically is why they turned the tide in battle. If Colin wasn't there, they would have been screwed. Especially if Bismarck joined in, oh my god, then they definitely would have died. I can't disagree with that. The battle wasn't going so well. And she does. It was again. I love this episode. Lloyd, did you think it was bad that they created 80 months because of what the BK got it back? It'll be fine. Oh shit. Yeah, I definitely won't deny the fact that they didn't handle this too well. Again, this is part of the rush story. I'll admit that they should have made this a little more either hard to get to safety elements or made it kind of like broke into and stole the key for it. They just kind of gaped through it. They had it out there with no guards or anything or protection or anything. She just took it. I guess that makes sense because no one could theoretically use it outside of a good pilot. But then again, Colin is a good pilot, so don't think about it too much. That's all that matters. I think Charles is the only person that Schneider actually hates. Probably. Yeah. I stupid chatting is so annoying. I don't disagree with that. That's probably true. If Goran Sano is awesome, but why the hell would Lloyd build such a thing and leave it close to the Colin Battle? Yeah, again, I guess because they were going to kill Colin, therefore he didn't think he was. I don't know. Who's more of a moron, Gino or Alto? Definitely Gino. Alto at least is funny at being a moron. Gino is just a moron. Gino can't even take a hint for crying out loud. They did install that. That would be kind of funny though. Yeah, they don't do that stuff. It's very true. They're never going to translate it, so don't get your hopes up. Our only hope is Janissary Code. Then I can go through the story that way. That'll probably come out in 2025. Hopefully, we're all still around by then. Oh, self-centered brat. Oh, that's what she said. How did you understand that? I literally I've watched that clip. I have slowed it down. I have raised the volume, and I cannot understand a word she was saying there. Self-centered brat. Thank you, dude. I appreciate it. I guess I'll have better ears than I do. I could not make sense of that. Yeah, it is. It's so good. Yeah, no. So she says "stubborn fool." I couldn't make out what she was saying in the actual English dub. Yeah, I don't know what he was doing there. Was a moron going to capture Rollo? Why? They're going after Viceroy Nunley. Why would you do that? There's a whole operation plan there. How stupid can you be? Can this not wait till after we're done the operation? It's like I'm going to go capture Rollo right now, dude. It's not 24. You have more than one day to do stuff. It was so stupid. Honestly, he had died like an idiot. I love the character, but what the hell? No, but could they evacuate though with everything being disabled? That's the problem. I don't think they were able to because you saw people on the rooftops. They could run away, but how far can you get in a city that large? That's the problem. Nice. That's a good one too. I don't think the planning part was just the fact that Lelouch wouldn't believe him that he had the flail warhead. I don't know if he necessarily planned for him to use it, but he did know going in that Lelouch would not believe Suzaku after the recent scuffle where Suzaku believed that Lelouch betrayed him. So therefore, they would fight like normal, and if things got hairy, maybe Suzaku would fire it. Who the hell knows? Suzaku mentally wasn't all there, as Schneizel correctly pointed out, so maybe he figured he might snap or something. He doesn't know about Geass. Well, he does. It's weird. Oh my god, we're not at 19 yet. Oh, that episode is so. Oh my god, we'll get to that in a moment. Because in that episode, what Schneizel knows and doesn't know is not clear, and that ruins the whole. Oh, everything about that one. It might be. I don't know if it is, but it's definitely up there. It's one of the worst episodes. It's the surprise factor, but that's a good point. Who doesn't? Honestly, it looks great. Yeah, but it was so poorly handled. That's the problem. It could have been so good, but it wasn't handled. Everyone, light versus Luch. Me, who hasn't watched Death Note, dude, consider yourself lucky. Consider yourself lucky. I mean, the people of the summon had advanced warnings to leave. Granted, not as much as last time. True. Who was your favorite assassin? What was your favorite assassination? What context are we talking about? Presidents, Code Geass, anime period. I'm not sure what the context is there. Um, well, it did, maybe not because Roll's kind of crazy. Because Roll indicates he's going to kill Nelly because Luch only needs Roll. If Roll did that, Luch would maybe not. Well, first of all, how would Luch know that he killed her? He can say he found her that she was dead, right? How would he know? I assume Roll wouldn't be incompetent and he'd kill her off in a very creative way. Like in the episode, he was going to pause the nightmare for him to shoot her out of the sky, and that could be anyone who did that. So he was if he just stabbed her, okay, he'd have no way to prove it. But if he just shoots her out of the sky, that's I mean, how would Luch know that? He wouldn't. So that was the plan, I believe. Roll is not that stupid. I don't know. I don't agree with that one, but okay. We go back and forth for like weeks on that one. I hope so. I really do because a lot of people lost their lives. Claudio's a good guy. He's a good guy. The thing about Rawls, he didn't have a normal life. He did live. He was more about Charles V2. He's a bad person because they made him a bad person. That's right. Exactly. That's basically it. Yeah. He never had a normal life. Very true. He didn't understand much of anything. He just knew the job basically. Wants to kill nothing as a champion was thinking of lose. Yeah, basically it was all for him. Yeah. Luch definitely did a lot of crazy mole attacking. Luch just wanted to rush an LA, but the battle took you as a black man all over again with them not caring about the forces. That's why they turned on him. Well, it's very crazy because turn 19 is like, oh my god, I kind of want to jump into that, but I'll read the rest of these real quick. I think you think Gino is dumb. I agree, he's no Einstein, but I don't know. He just acts like an idiot. He may not be stupid. He acts like one, like the typical goofball shonen protagonist. I don't know. He needed them to lure out C2. There's more to it, of course. I know, like, who was Kenosha? I don't know. No one knows who he is. That'd be a funny t shirt. Who is this man? Kenosha. I don't know. If Charlie wants to succeed with grammar failure, then he should have just killed Lelouch. Well, he needed C2. That's the problem. I think that's why they want Suzaku to pilot stage 8 elements, not the Albion. That must have been why. Yeah, it's unfortunate. Honestly, it could have been used a lot better. It would have been. That's true. Very, very true. Okay. I don't know about that. Have you seen 19 lately? It didn't. It does not hold out well. Yeah, why did they give it to Bradley? What the hell? He would have farted like Bradley's a psychopath. He killed his own men to try to kill the Chinese Federation forces in the past episode. Bradley's insane. If you gave him a machine gun that just fired flares like this, which I'm not sure that's such a thing, he would just he would go ham on that. He'd wipe out Tokyo, the Black Knights, hell, the whole world. He doesn't care. Bradley's insane. He would totally do that. Alter universe, Bradley wipes out the world. Agreed. I'll love to see that. That would have helped, but there's more problems beyond that, as we will go into. Is that everything? Cool. All right, let's go into 19 because I just oh my god, 19 is just well, we're gonna go with it. You're gonna see 19 is just it's incredible, absolutely incredible. Let me go load it up. Okay. One last count before we start. Now, what did the High Helix members do that made them evil before Luce exposed them? Oh, they basically didn't help out their people at all. There was mass starvation, infrastructure problems. They treated the people like dirt. They also were going to, what was it? They were going to sell them out to the Britannian forces. But ultimately, they didn't care about them. That was the whole High Unix thing. Okay, 19 starts off with the people who've died. Over 10 million confirmed dead, 25 million missing, probably dead, right? Okay, here's where things already start to fall apart in this episode. He tells Toto to go find Nunnally. He doesn't say the Viceroy, he says Nunnally. And Toto's like, are you insane? We took massive casualties, and our forces are like, we're in trouble right now. We got to regroup. No, find Nunnally. And the fact that Toto he can't conceptualize what's going on here, it's pretty obvious. In turn 6, that was a while from now, a while ago, but Lelouch was showing like certain, what's the word? He was favoritism towards the Viceroy. He told like the people before, kill Cornelia or capture or whatever. But with Null, he's like, take her alive, unharmed, as gently as possible. And everyone's just like, sure, why not? Toto can't figure this out, and it's so frustrating. He's not an idiot, but the plot makes him act stupid in this scene. It's, oh my god, it's so frustrating. And then it just gets worse. So Ogie's trying to figure out who escaped, and then Valletta's like, oh, Ogie, oh, so you weren't the one who escaped. We get to this laughable scene, which I made fun of in my recent video, where Cornelia runs off the platform, and to this day, what the hell was her plan? Was she going to jump into the river and go swimming? What was her... What the hell is she doing? She can't be this stupid, but she runs off on the top of the Ikaruga. What was she going for? I mean, she could have stolen a nightmare frame. She could have probably hacked them from that last episode, if you remember. She can steal a shuttle. Ikaruga carries lots of shuttles because it's a gigantic ship. Why'd she run off the platform? She can't be this stupid, right? But apparently she is. The D-Tard's like, Cornelia? I mean, I understand that you gotta look at her face, but how many women do you know in this universe who have purple hair? Actually, it's Fantra Fuchsia. I forgot the exact color name, but that color hair. Who's a woman in this story? Who else would it be, D-Tart? Are you that stupid? Only the royal family members have hair that crazy. I mean, not just the royal family, but most of the royal family members. Like he needed her to turn around to know it was Cornelia. Really, the side shot wasn't good enough. The back shot wasn't good enough. I don't know. I mean, I'm gonna say something really inappropriate, so I won't. But either way, and it's so stupid. And then Cornelia's like, "Oh, you're a turncoat." Really, Cornelia? And what did you do? You went against the Geass, or you went against V2? That's your father's brother. You're not a turncoat? Seriously? What the hell is Cornelia saying? Whatever. They ruined her character. What else do I have to say about that? And then D-Tard's like, why didn't Luce trust me? And I agree. Why didn't Luce trust Zero? That's funny. Why didn't Lelouch trust D-Tard? And I think because of the mistrust, he only contacted Toto about Cornelia being captured. He didn't talk to Lelouch about it. Because what happens is this ship comes to VTOL. He contacts Toto. I forgot. I think it was. We don't see it, but he contacted Toto. I think it was right here. Not Lelouch though, to tell him to like retreat or whatever. It was just I don't know. But anyhow, I love how Schneisel arrives, and they say they're on a peaceful, diplomatic thing. They're literally threatening with a warhead. There is nothing peaceful about that. It's so stupid. Oh my god, like the hits just keep coming with this one. It lands on there. How is it peaceful when they're literally pointing weapons at them? And then Cornelia's like, "Oh my god, it's Schneisel. You came. Oh my god." Yes, Cornelia is now a damsel in distress. That's what they turn into, a side fan service damsel in distress. God, so annoying. Lucius again freaking out. He's telling everyone to go after Nunnally. And of course, they're not going to because D-Tard told Toto to retreat and bring the forces back into the Ikaruga. Eventually, because Lucius can't control himself, Jeremiah captures him and they bring him back into Ikaruga. That's what's going on there. There's like a ceasefire. No one knows why there's a ceasefire. And then Roll's having Lelouch into his chambers. And then C2 is kind of freaked out what's going on with him. Roll talks to Jeremiah about what happened, and he said it may not mean much of anything. And I guess that means that Nully is gone. We never know what he told Jeremiah on that phone, because I often speculate that there was some doubt about Nully being alive or not. Because Jeremiah was looking for her. So obviously, if there was a chance she could have been alive, he would have taken that chance. But the story doesn't really tell us, which is kind of disappointing. He sees the locket and he freaks out and throws it at Rollo's face. I think because Roll said, I'm with him. And Lucius like, are you serious? I hate you. I'm trying to kill you for all this time. The only reason why I haven't killed you is I could keep failing. He tells him to run away. Meanwhile, Monica points out, before that, she points out the whole flare was fired. And that's all they discussed there. She's with Charles in the float, the airship. There we go. Okay, so Nina explains to Lloyd that I kill all these people, and Lloyd's like, look, I'm a sociopath, so I don't care. And Lloyd basically tells her, look, heart to science, give your heart for science, or give a science for your heart. Either way. Lloyd's a sociopath, so he didn't have to make that choice. But Nina is very upset about what happened. You can argue again how she couldn't understand beforehand, but I think it made sense for her character. Here's the part which I mentioned earlier, which, oh my god, there's so much wrong with this. Okay, first of all, Chiba can't get the whole zero, right? Okay, fine. We'll get to that in a second. But when she tells like Detard, why didn't you capture Schneisel? He said they have a flare. And she goes, flare. So when they arrived before, it was not a peaceful anything. Okay? If they're threatening them with weapons, that's not peaceful. Oh my god. And then, worst off, they were going to ask Colin to go and get Zero to betray him without telling Lelouch what the reason was. But they couldn't get Colin to get Lelouch before the meeting? What was the difference? If Lelouch was injured or whatever was going on with him that he couldn't attend the meeting, why would 20 minutes make a difference? Either Colin gets him now or never. Like what? Like why wouldn't he show up for the meeting? It doesn't make any sense. Oh my god. All right. And then of course Toto's thinking about what Asahina sent him, but he never brings it up in the meeting. They're all going to talk about the stuff Zero did supposedly, and he never mentions the whole massacre. This part here is when he's literally listening to the recording of the fact that children, women were killed, harmless, people who weren't arms, just civilians, scientists, whatever. Say something, Toto. Oh my god, nothing. So they all decide to go without Zero, which is so stupid because they were going to get him earlier. Okay, this is so funny. I'm not sure if it's intentional or not, but I couldn't make sense of this scene. So after Tamaki says, I can't fight Ogi because Ogi's with Valletta, Valletta's giving him the evidence. What's really happening is they're just doing it on the bed, and when the meeting comes, they join up later. So Kyle meets up with Minami and Kento. And I don't know if this was a mistake or not, but Minami says, okay, hold on. One second. I got. Okay, I'm okay now. All right, Minami says that Zero was injured. He was injured during the conflict. I have to ask a serious question. Why is he smiling when he says this? It doesn't make any sense. I'm teary-eyed because this is so stupid. Why is he smiling? I'm like, I need a reboot for 2 seconds here. But why is he smiling? This isn't funny. Zero was injured. Yeah, he wasn't having during the battle. I'm thinking, dude, it's not funny. Nothing is funny about this at all. They're both smiling like, yeah, Zero was injured. Wouldn't they have a frown on their face? Should be like, unfortunately, Zero was injured. No, they're like, Zero was injured. They're in the battle. Oh my god, what? I don't know. Jeremiah sees, I believe Suzaku was in the what's it called? He was in the crate that he created. All right, so here's the meeting. They all join Canon, Cornelia, and Schneisel. Before they join up, though, Schneisel talks to Cornelia about what happened to Geass Order, which, by the way, never comes up in this episode. So it's just it never comes up in the episode. So Tommy is with them, and Dieter's like, "Dude, you can't be here." And Schneider's like, "No, he should totally be here because the plan is if he can turn Tamaki against Lelouch, or yeah, against that. That's very important because Tamaki is like his number one fan. So obviously he needs to be at the meeting so he can manipulate him. He even like he's like, "Oh, Tamaki, you're the guy who's like been in every single conflict." And Tommy's like, you heard of me, huh? Tommy's such a dumbass. So yeah, he's part of the meeting for the manipulation purposes. Jeremiah tells Zach we have a weird connection. Thanks for saving me. We're enemies at this point, but I'm going to save Nelly. And Zach was like, she's dead. And Jeremiah's like, have you read Oz's Reflection? Because she's still alive. So Zach doesn't know what Oz's Reflection is. Millie can't. Oh, this scene is so pathetic. He runs up to Millie and goes, "You're still alive, dude. Just hug her. You're just friends. Even just friends would have been okay." He can't even like hug her. He's such an idiot. Like they're laughing, but it could have been so much more than that. I think Schneider also said they never finished their chess game, as if that matters. So they said Lelouch won't be at the meeting, and Schneider's like, "Yes, that makes sense. He's not one to share himself with others." Now here's the important part, right? He's not even wrong in what he's saying. But that's not why he didn't show up to the meeting. Lelouch didn't show up to the meeting because he's mentally not in the right state to do so, which Schneisel knew was the case because he planned for Nelly to appear dead when the flare was fired. So Lelouch wouldn't be able to go to the meeting, and then they'd be able to take over the Black Knights or stop them without Lelouch being there. So that was brilliant playing by Schneisel. He definitely outmaneuvered him here. So that was well done. I don't really have issues with that, although, again, Lelouch wasn't actually there for that reason. But I guess since the Black Knights don't know any better, it makes sense to me why that would work here. He tells everyone who Lelouch actually is, how he's a Britannian prince, and they're kind of shocked, and I'm not sure why. He said he wasn't Japanese from the get-go, so I don't know. And then she's like, "You couldn't figure it out, Detard?" Here's another thing, too, okay? They make Detard like the stupidest person, the dumbest person in this room. He actually was aware of all Lelouch's actions to, like, what the real parts about them were. That's not the right way to say it. I'll give you an example of what I mean to better explain it. When Lelouch made Katsuse kill himself when he blew up the Sakura died, and when they were at the port Yokozuka, Detard knew that it was not suicide. Lelouch planned it all along. Detard understands Lelouch's entire motivations. He knows what he's really up to, okay? He's not stupid. So this conversation makes Detard seem like an idiot. And Detard's like, doesn't matter what you say, we don't care. And then, of course, I think Monaco's had to do Charles again about the whole Geass thing. Yes, there's no hugging there because he's an idiot. I mean, she touches him for crying out loud. I don't know. Anyways, back to the thing here. Detard's like, you can't confuse us. And then Shana's like, what if those miracles were not miracles? There was some kind of power. And they're like, the fudge? And again, Detard shouldn't be... he's aware that miracles are fake. He understands that... Whatever. We'll move on from that. They make Detard seem so stupid here. But here's what I don't like, okay? They bring up Geass, right? Of the power he has that controls people and things like that. The problem is, and this is the issue I have with the story in general when it comes to this. I believe this is where the Geass was mentioned. Was it here? Hold on. Yeah, it was here. It was here. Okay. So, the problem with this is that Geass is a supernatural thing, right? And in this universe, in this story, there is no magic whatsoever. So when you introduce a concept like this and say there's some kind of supernatural thing that Lelouch uses to manipulate people, no one should believe any of this. Just on basic, just because there's no how do I put this? There's no magic in this universe, so why would they think there'd be magic? They're acting so casual about this. Like, oh my god, there's this power he's using on people. No one even asks for proof of the power's existence. And never once in this episode did they ever actually prove Geass. I'll give you an example of a story that actually did what this story is trying to do, but infinitely better. And I've referred to the story many times because I think it's just such a brilliant scene. In Wicked City, when the main character, I keep forgetting his name, when he does this despite this woman in the very beginning, they have a sex scene. And at the end of the sex scene, she turns into a spider and walks out of the window. And the guy's not freaked out. He's just like, oh, what the hell was that? Like a banging leaf sort of thing. Because in that universe, people are aware there are demons, especially this guy. He's part of that force is hunting them. So he's not aware. He's very aware of these things, so it didn't surprise him. And that's why it worked, because the story was saying like the reason why he wasn't like freaked out or anything was seeing a demon creature because they're in this world and we're aware of them. The problem in this case is that no one knows about Geass at all, or the fact there could be supernatural abilities in this world. No one knows about it. So Schneider telling them that he's using some kind of hypnosis ability to tell people what to do. There should be no one. No one should believe any of this. And they, for some reason, eventually do. And that's the worst part. Then Ogie's like, I have proof. I'm like, you don't have anything. What, because your girlfriend told you? Who cares? The only proof they have that Geass exists is some papers Canon throws out there, Schneider and Cornelia's testimony, and Velez's testimony. That's nothing. To quote the council in Mass Effect 1, I believe you believe it, but that doesn't make it true, And that's the problem with this. And then, Lucius basically dying inside, and so is Rollo. I love the whole contrast of seeing Lucius dying inside, and so is Rollo. And C2 doesn't understand what's going on, which is cute and adorable. Then DJ's like, it doesn't matter. If he has his power, even better. Yeah, that'd be great, but he actually used it on us. And here's the problem with Ogie's statement here. He never actually used it on the Black Knights. He used it on Katase and Kusabi. Kusabi, the guy I can't stand him. Kusabi was self-defense, and Katase, I don't think he even used Geass on Katase. I think he just blew up the ship. So I'm trying to figure out who the hell Ogie is talking about. Now, technically, he Geassed, what was it? Yuffie. He Geassed Yuffie to kill the Japanese people, that was the only time he really used Geass on purpose against quote-unquote them. But the Black Knights, he never used it on them. Now, yes, he's in love with Valletta, but that doesn't count. So it's crap. And she goes, he used it on Yuffie. She was just a girl. Again, like, Cornelia, if you knew this information, why the hell did you not target... Well, I'm not going over that. We're not going over that again. You know how I feel. Tommy's like, that's a lie. So how do they prove it? A recording. A recording. Now, here's why this is dumb. We don't know, or the Black Knights have never heard Lelouch without the helmet on. So you don't know what he sounds like without it. This could be anybody. There's no context in this conversation. It's just two people talking. They could have doctored it. And Tamaki actually says that. So I'm like, wait, then why did they... Toto's like, he slaughtered our own people. And Tamaki's like, but that could have been Doctor. And Toto's like, no, it clearly is true. How dumb is everyone in this scene? Oh my god. It only gets worse. I'm telling you, it doesn't get any better than this. It just gets worse. Then Can's like, here's a list of people that he might use Geass on. When did it get this list? Where did it come from? How do they know to go after these people? Like let's say this random dude. This guy, if you don't know, he was in Stage 7. He was part of that resistance force in the Saitama Ghetto that Lelouch worked with. If you don't remember, because I didn't remember. I actually had to think about it for a second. Or this teacher from Turn 3. Why would they know? How would they know to even look at these people? The teacher acted completely normal. I don't think he even used Geass on this guy. But he might have. I don't remember. Because there's a part where you see Geass flashing in Stage 7. Maybe it was on this guy. We don't know who was on. But the point is, most of these people who Geass were used on them, it was very mild stuff. Like Shirley, the teacher, this random guy. Did Schneider Cannon explore Japan and took interviewing people, collecting data, evidence, whatever? None of this was done in the story, okay? If they wanted to do this scene where they're showing people that they suspect to be under Geass, then you should have had scenes earlier in the story where Cannon is going around the school because of the teacher, or he's talking to certain people, going through the areas we saw in last season, and trying to figure out what's going on here, then maybe you'd have some argument. But until turn 17, well, not sorry, it will make sense. But until turn 17, Schneider wasn't even sure if this was a thing or not. He said at that point, okay, now I can't deny his power anymore. So from 17 to 19, they collected all this evidence. That's so stupid. At least in the films, because they fixed it somewhat, they had Schneider aware of Geass early on with the Code R project. And that's important because at that point, he was more aware of it. He can collect data, evidence. So that scene kind of worked. The problem with this, like this guy too, why would you think he used Geass on this guy? Also, they don't have other people that use Geass on, which might have been as important. Um, I was thinking of someone, but it's like escaping me. There was something I was thinking about who he used Geass on that was not listed here, which was kind of surprising. Uh, who was it? Who was they didn't list here that was just as important? I can't remember. There was someone else who they should have been here, but they weren't. It'll come back to me later. Anyways, this list, again, doesn't prove anything. The fact that the Black Knights believe this crap is so stupid. It literally hurts my head that they still believe this. Again, like I said before, this is a supernatural ability that hypnotizes people to do stuff. Just because it makes sense why Katase would have killed himself, which he didn't, it was Lush killed him, or why Kusame would kill himself, or why Jeremiah and Guilford would betray them. Like just because it makes sense that some kind of hypnosis would have occurred, that doesn't matter. We need to have evidence that such a power exists. That's why in the films, Schneider says Code R Project, because he's trying to say that it was a whole thing going on with Geass, with C2. And so at least they can say, okay, there was some kind of power source that was causing this or something. There's some kind of research or evidence. Showing me pictures of people who might have been affected by Geass means nothing to me. And you can't trust Valletta, you can't trust Cornelia, and you can't trust Schneisel. We're at war with these people, but they do so anyways. That's the biggest problem with this whole conflict to begin with, is that, or this whole scene. Basically, the Black Knight members, if you use, like, we know what happened, right? But they don't because of dramatic irony. But the writers want to say that they know what we know. But the problem, the story didn't do that in this scene. They basically did what they did with Cornelia in the last episode. Well, it was turn 16, where she knew about Geass, the Order, all that stuff. They never quantified how she learned any of it. Did the same thing here. Schneider knows everything. They know everything. They're not even surprised that Geass exists. They're just surprised it was used on them or something. They're like, they totally buy it. It's so weird. Like, even Cornelia bought Geass when she first heard about it. Like, why would she believe it? It's everyone in this story is like up to speed without being up to speed, if that makes any sense. And here's the kicker, right? About all this stuff. Toto never brings up the Geass Order massacre. That is the only thing that they could have incriminated Lelouch on this entire scene. Everything else is hearsay. There's no evidence. When I first watched this episode 10 years ago, because I never forgot this one either, I was thinking to myself the whole time, let me get this straight. They brought Schneisel into this episode to do a whole recap of the story and just say what happened, and everyone believes him. This is so bafflingly, so stupid. But back to the Geass Order thing, okay? That is the only thing they could have incriminated Lelouch on, because Toto had literal evidence and he didn't share it with anyone else. And because Cornelia was just there, she could say, yeah, I was there as well. They killed women and children. And men too, of course. No one cares about men. But they killed women and children. Toto could say, you know what? I have evidence. Let's go through this. You know, he could say, like, look, your whole Geass thing, like, you know, as Kaiba used to say in Yu-Gi-Oh!, I don't believe that hocus pocus magic act in the dub. In the sub, he actually believed in magic. But in the dub, he didn't. You know, Eric Stewart in the 4Kids version. But anyways, there, he could say, you know, okay, I don't believe in that stuff, whatever. We can move on from there. But we do know that Lush, you killed innocent people with the Geass, or Cornelia could testify. They have their own evidence too, and they betrayed Lush because of that. The rest of the stuff, honestly, there's no proof of any of it. A conversation and some pan flips, and testimony from people I'm in war at for like this whole time. That's not evidence. Now, if they somehow got the actual evidence that we know into the story, you might have had something there. But when you rush the plot, it is what it is. The fact that Tamaki just gives in is so stupid. And then it only gets worse. It only gets worse. That's the it only gets okay. It only gets worse because then uh, Ogi's like, "Look, we'll give Zero to you on one condition," and Cornelia's like, "The fudge? Why would we?" That image I posted, by the way, of Cornelia's face, that was from this episode because they wanted Japan, and I'm thinking, okay, why was that stupid? Number one, just because they give them back Japan, there's no guarantee they won't take it back, right? They got flare warheads. What are they going to do about it? Nothing. This whole meeting has been under the gun from the get go. Number two, the reason why this is stupid. Well, the Japan has all the Sakuradite. Are they really going to give it Japan with the leading source of like the thing that powers all their weapons and equipment? Probably not. And number three, the Black Knights don't just fight for Japan anymore. Remember, during the UFN, they are now the fighting force for all those countries. So they can't just act on Japan only. They got to act on all the other nations. Giving up Zero affects them going forward altogether. They should have consulted other people before making this decision because it not just affects Japan, it affects the whole world. Ogi, in his infinite wisdom, didn't think about this when making this decision. And again, there is nothing, and I mean nothing, that guarantees getting out Japan will do anything for them. It's you know when Sasaki last had his episode, that's me during the whole episode. I can't make sense of this. Like it just goes further than that. But like there's no proof of anything, and Ogi gives up like the trade is bullcrap anyhow. I know what they were trying to do here because there was dissension among the group. Because as Toto told Ogi, if the Zero acts against Japan, we can't work with them anymore. Or once we capture Japan, what happens then? Right? There's all these questions that were coming up in the past episodes. But the way it all came together was stupid. Basically, the only reason why we had a betrayal to begin with was not because the Black Knights betrayed the Luge because they had a discussion and there was like an infighting. It's because the plot had to force it with Schneider landing and talking to them. It wasn't organic. It was unnatural and forced and stupid, quite frankly. It's oh my god, it's so stupid. Why would you give it just Japan? Like you can't trade Zero for Japan. You don't have the ability to make that kind of decision. How did he make this choice? They didn't even consult Shinkei or Kaguya on this. I know Ogi's up there, but he's not that up there, and like Detail's not even like it's so stupid. Everyone goes along with this. This is what happens when you have a rush plot and you can't like quantify things. But we have to show, the freaking the seduction club. We gotta have the seduction club, but we can't have a decent plot here. It's oh my god. All right. Anyways, Colin shows up to get Lelouch. She doesn't know why, though. Of course, she makes an expression, by the way, when she's embarrassed. It's the same one that Cecile made. I can show you real quick. I was like, oh, that's the same expression. They I don't know if they reanimated or not. Or let me show you something real quick here. Again, I can't show you footage because I'll get in trouble. So let me I can get to the. It could be just me, but I know that the art style obviously all the characters are basically drawn the same. I noticed with hold on, let me get to the scene here. So let's see. Hold on. Yeah, so she said like, Master, I'll do my best. And then Colin's like, what were you guys doing this whole time? Hold on, almost there. Take off your clothes, Master, I'll do my best I can. And then Colin's like, yeah, right here. So take that expression, right? And then look at this one. I'll open it for different software so it doesn't take the whole screen up. I believe it was turn 16. I think it was turn 16. Was it turn 16? I thought it was. They were talking about the flare warhead. So it wasn't turn 16. Maybe it was turn 17. Hold on. It was one of these. They had the whole thing. The flay was the flay. The flay. What am I talking about? The State 8 element was ready to go. I don't see it, so maybe it was 15. Obviously, it can't be 18 because that was after the fact. Maybe it was 15. Wow, it's incredible. When I want to find it, I can't. When I don't want to find it, I'll see it like in my face. All right, I'm gonna try one more thing. This is so stupid, but I just noticed it. 1 second. Prettiest women. Where is that? I have a whole like series of images from the video. Uh, Here it is. Okay, photos. Seal. Let's see. Yeah, right here. But I only open it like this. Uh, just the regular one. I don't want to use the fast tone paint. Yeah. See, they both made that same kind of like that same like facial expression. Anyways, it's a stupid observation. Then Luce explains that apparently C2 lost her memories. So Colin's like, "Ooh, that's not good." And she's saying, "Okay, so C2's gone, Nullie's gone. No, well, C2's memory gone, and Nullie is dead." Notice how I shouldn't say Colin is not Colin. Shirley's not dead, which again supports the whole theory that Shirley's death had no consequence in the story, seemingly after the Geass massacre. Colin doesn't even reference it, which is whatever. Lelouch says, "I'm sorry it took so long to rescue you." Yeah, dude, it wasn't your main thought ever in the story. Well, okay, one time, that's it. Colin thinks not only because she saved her life, which she did. That's very true. She also tried to comfort him because what happened to his sister, but all in vain. The Black Knights are like, Zero, you how dare you run a con game on us? I'm like, con game? The only got a con game is you morons. Anyways, you're the morons who had the con game on. It's so bizarre. They wanted to kill Lelouch in this scene. I'm like, why did you want to kill him? Schneizel said, "Deliver Lelouch to us." He didn't say kill him. And Dieter's like, Lelouch, the main warrior down there, will ever fulfill his whatever it was. I don't even care what he said. Who gives a damn, honestly? And Lelouch's like, "Is that a script you wrote for me, Dietard?" "No, I actually wanted to follow your success, whatever." Then Colin's like, "Wait, this is one-sided. Let's hear his perspective." The one person with the a brain in her head, and everyone's like, "No, we don't want to hear Colin's perspective." Why would we want to hear Lucius' point of view? He's got a magical power. We don't know it exists or not, but we were told it must exist, and therefore we believe him. We trust the enemies about Lucius' whereabouts. We don't hear him out. We don't have like a meeting or something. No, we'll take your word for it. Unbelievable. And then they were going to kill Colin with Lelouch. I've often wondered if Lelouch actually said, "You know what, Colin, I love you. Stay with me." Would they have killed? Would they both would have died in this scene? Like that would have been awful. I guess Colin, or would have Colin have grabbed Lelouch and would have ran away? Who the hell knows? They would have been shot. There was like nightmare frames everywhere. They wouldn't have survived. Lelouch basically doubled down on the claims to save Colin's life. The fact that Colin couldn't figure that out until much later on is kind of sad, but whatever. She was thinking emotionally. She does that. She does it a lot in the story. And then Lelouch's like, "Oh my god, Schneizel, he's gonna. I guess it's over for me." And he tells Colin, "My best piece." So she walks away, and Toto's like, "We're getting ready." And then he tells Colin to live. She's like, "No, don't kill him." And then, of course, Rollo with the save. So respect to Rollo, but it's just so. I, I have no words. I just no words to describe any of this. It's so bad. Luce drives away, and Tito's like, "My master is hurt." How does she know this? Who the hell knows? And Colin's like, "It disappeared." They tell Anya, "Can you just stop the Shinkiro? I can only destroy it." Also, Anya early on in this episode, when she was in the her what's it called, her Mordred, and she still was holding on to the handles like she was in some kind of distress or something. But the problem is, like everything else in the story, if you want to develop Anya as some character who is going through things, then develop her character. She shouldn't be a sideshow in this anime. If you want to be able to care, if this is supposed to be your Ray from Evangelion, then go forward with it. Otherwise, don't make this character. So Roll is able to calculate the shields, not as well as Lelouch, obviously, and they escape from the Mordred. He also wipes out a bunch of people. Hell, in case you guys didn't know, Roll killed like 1,000 people just to save Lelouch, which is pretty, it's pretty ballsy. There's a part where is it? In this part here, they blew up one of the carriers, which holds like 1,000 people. So Roll actually killed 1,000 people just to save Lelouch's life, which again, respect. And he said the only time with Lelouch was like the only time he was really felt alive. He kept using his Geass power over and over and over again. I think that's the problem with the Geass ability. I wonder if it doesn't do permanent damage for each round, but it stops the heart each time. So if Roll uses it consistently, he would die like in an instant, which is what happened here. He sacrificed his life to save Lelouch's life, basically. It was a nice scene. At least I thought it was. Eventually, Roll's in the Shinkiro, and Lelouch tells him, Roll's like, "You never really hated me, did you?" And Lelouch is like, "No, I never did." Now, I always interpret the scene of him saying, not that he, regardless of how he felt at the time, Lelouch still gave Roll the dignified end by saying, "Yeah, you can go to the grave thinking that." Now, what's kind of weird is that when you watch the end of this episode, the epilogue, when Lelouch talks about Rollo, I think he actually admits that he did like him this whole time, but was having other conflicting problems. Again, it's not fully explained, but there's that. And then Suzaku laughs. Oh my god, his laughter. That's me this whole episode. Just incredible stuff. Lelouch realizes that he has to stop Charles. It's the last thing on his list before he's dead. Rollo's sacrifice, which will not be in vain. And the episode ends. This dreadful, disgusting, this episode. So bad. There's Nina freakout. That's a landslide after it's fired. Gino's like, "Oh my god, they killed lots of people. This isn't war, it's slaughter." Then why did you leave Britannia if you felt that way, you moron? If you felt this was obviously wrong, why are you in the military anymore? Leave. Whatever. And Toe's like, "Dude, Zero, what's your problem?" And then this is when D-Tar called him, but he didn't tell Lelouch about the call. Also, thank God Ashford survived, right? Just thank God. Did I miss anything before I go to comments? I might need to do one thing before that. Let's see. Oh yeah, there's on the very beginning of the episode. So it showed Nina freaking out, but also Suzaku was freaking out too. I love how they juxtaposed the two characters there. That was a really good one. Let's see. Anything else? I wish they'd heard conversation between Jeremiah and Rollo. Rouge really fudged up. Yep. Mm-hmm. Nothing there, I don't believe. Yeah, I mentioned before, but why didn't Toto realize that something was wrong when Lelouch kept saying Nunnally and not Viceroy? Let's see. Now they came out of the conversation between Schneisel and Cornelia talking about the Geass order, which I just said before. Jeremiah should have been with Lelouch and not gone after Nunnally. That was so stupid. He should have went back to take care of Lelouch because he could have defended him about what was going on. Jeremiah is pretty elegant with his words. He should have been in that meeting. So stupid, but whatever. Ogi has no real proof. He's just an idiot in this situation. He has proof from osmosis from the audience, but he never is shown to grab the information. I'm going to say one with Death Note as like a contrast. At least in Death Note, for all the problems it has, The only reason why people believe it exists, like it can work, is because they see it physically. They use it literally in action, so they know it actually does what it's supposed to do. But other than that, people couldn't actually believe it. Even when they discussed the deal with Death Gods to Light, he freaked not Light L. He freaked out. So all the characters only believe in the power because they actually witness it firsthand. And the problem with Code Geass, you never see it witnessed firsthand. You're only told about it. Like even in the stage 4, when Lucy's like, "I'll show you my power" by saving Suzaku, because he didn't say that was his Geass power, they didn't know what to think of it. So again, there's no reason why anyone ever think this power was real or not. It's oh, Tamaki said they're knights of justice. So why didn't Toto bring up the massacre? They're not knights of justice, are they? They did that. So stupid. I mean, whatever. Yeah, how do they know Shirley had Geass used on her when they had those pamphlets out? Like, why would they even think to go to Shirley? Because Suzaku didn't say anything about the Geass power when they asked him. Like, they said, Suzaku, if you know something, let us know. And Suzaku said, nah, I got nothing. Why would they target Shirley? Again, they didn't explain why they found these people. It's dramatic irony because we know about they were affected by Geass, but why would Schneider or Cannon know about it? Ah, I just, damn it. Yeah, also notice how Schneider didn't have any files on anyone else in the Black Knights. Meaning that, like, they said these are people they suspected Geass was used on them. Notice how there's no photos of Schneider or any of the Black Knight members. So, when Schneider said the Geass could be used on him, why wasn't he listed on the pamphlet? Because they said it was suspected of Geass. Geass wasn't used on Kantasei as far as I know, so what the hell was up with that? Oh, that's right. I forgot one important thing. Okay, this is a big one. Let's go back a little bit. This is very important. This was the ultimate stupidity. No, okay, they're all the whole thing is like one collective stupid trash of garbage. But this one trash full of garbage. This one part though was just oh my god, it hurt my head. Okay, so we go back to the meeting, right? Okay, one more thing that Cannon says. He claims, okay, get this. He claims that they told Zero about the Flea and he didn't tell anyone else about it. This powerful weapon, right? Instead of everyone going and saying, okay, why didn't Zero tell us about it? Which by the way is a very good argument. I don't agree with why they said that. However, we know why Zero didn't tell everyone because he didn't believe the weapon existed. If they didn't want a fight to occur because they had a tactical warhead, they should have announced it to everyone that they had the warhead, not just to the leader. Everyone should have been aware of that. It should have been a public channel. Everyone should have been invited to it, and they all should have heard the message, and they could have decided on the battle or not. If they really wanted to avoid a conflict, they should have made it very obvious they had a weapon of mass destruction, but they didn't tell anyone except for Zero. That is so like does anyone else use their brain and say like, why would you make a private message about that? It's oh my god, no. Why would they buy any of it? It doesn't make any sense. They should have like said, okay, why did you just tell all of us about this message? You should have like we know that the Ikaru can contact the Avalon because in turn 23, Lelouch contacted Schneisel with a public channel, I believe, or private, whatever the case may be. And he said, I have all the members of the UFN aboard. So they could have contacted Ikaruga by saying, hey, by the way, Suzaku has a flare warhead, which will kill all of you, basically. Maybe we shouldn't fight. And they'd be like, Zero, what do you think about this weapon? They all can meet up and discuss it. But they don't do any of that. They don't even. They. Oh my god. God dang it. Like, why do they believe that crap? Oh, something else too. So apparently Cornelia didn't want them to bring back Japan. She was like, "What? We're not getting back Japan." But she was against like the whole flares being used to create world peace. Again, if Cornelia had some kind of how would I put this change of heart about Britannian philosophy, why wouldn't she be okay with them getting back Japan if she's against this whole like dictatorship? Oh, I know why. Because the Riders don't know what to do with Cornelia and they fudged her. That's why. and fudge this the writers and fudge this plot sometimes. Oh my god. And again, even if they were going to give up Lelouch, they should at least hear him out first. This is a serious decision. You're getting your leader to someone you really can't trust, who is pointing a weapon at you, and you don't want to discuss it with Lelouch, period, at all. Like, not even like just get his perspective. Even if it's like a very confrontational meeting, Lelouch is in the middle, they're all around talking and throwing crap at him. He can at least try to defend himself. Now, granted, because Schneisel is aware of this as part of his plan, Lelouch probably wouldn't have defended himself at all because he wants to die because his reason for living is gone, which Schneisel, of course, knew about that. That being said, though, the Black Knights don't know that, and Schneisel himself doesn't even state at any point in this meeting that he went after the Viceroy because that's his sister. It never once came up in the conversation. That would have been important to say, like, Lelouch was so nice to Lelouch wanted to save Nunnally because that's his sister. Everything he's been doing is for her. Now, granted, Schneisel may not know that altogether, but you know who does know that? Cornelia. And she probably told him that, Lelouch has a Geass power, and he's using it to make the world better for Nunnally. So Schneisel knew this information, but didn't share it with anyone else. See, if he had said, like, his whole strategy has been to help out Nunnally, they can go, you know what? That kind of makes sense. In turn 6, he said not to harm her. This whole battle in 18 was saving the Viceroy. Like, there's, the pieces, they're starting to fit. That could have worked. But again, they don't do that here. Oh my God. I want to mention it, by the way. A little note there. Schneisel doesn't bring up Nunnally. Explanation point, capital letters. Okay. Uh, CJ knows about band-aids. I guess not. Oh, Colin asked if she could enter the building, the room, and she asked for permission, but Luce never granted her permission, and she walked in anyways. Well, that would have been awkward, right? If he was like changing or something. She's like, "Can I come in?" And Luce didn't say anything, and she came in anyways. Why are you going to ask for permission if you're going to enter the room anyways? Who the hell knows? Oh, when Rolo blew up the that battle cruiser, battle cruiser. What am I talking about? What show is this? That airship. He said, like, I do it my own free will, and he basically channeled his inner Shinji when he blew it up. It was wonderful. And okay, those are all my notes. God, there's a lot. This episode is just so. Oh my god. Okay. All right, I'll read some comments. I might have to take a quick break in the middle of reading the comments, but yeah, there's. I'll do that right now. Actually, before I start, that's probably a good idea. Yeah, I gotta take a quick break and then I'll read the comments. No, don't shoot. All right, and I'm gonna do something cool, by the way. Instead of just showing the Willy back, I got an idea. I'm gonna do this instead. We'll see how this goes. I saw some streamers suggest this, and we're gonna see if you guys like it or not. You let me know. Okay. I'll play my videos while I'm taking a break. So I will be I realized something. I probably should have put on the microphone. You probably didn't hear it. The sound probably you probably couldn't hear it just now. I'm still trying to figure out the best way to do this. I'm going to assume you guys didn't hear that. Let's see. Just curious. Yeah, I didn't put this. I turned the microphone off. My bad. Okay, so next time I do this, I'll have the audio going. Um, yeah, I turned the microphone. I forgot that it's the only way you could hear it. No, it's yeah. I'm still learning how to do this crap. Okay, I apologize. Okay, let me read these comments real quick. Okay. Um. Oh my God, there's so many. I mean, I understand why this episode is just it's unbelievable. There's just so much to. Why is it daytime? What's daytime? Oh, they waited all night. Oh, good question. I guess so. That's a good question. You know what? I've never thought about it. Why was it daytime? Hmm. I don't know. That's a good question. You know what? I'll look into that. I'll start. I like Cornelia's cape. It's all right. Magenta? No, I think it's fuchsia. Fuchsia. Hold on. Let me type it in. My old professor used to say, "Let's Google some shit." He was such an idiot. Okay, let's Google some shit. Okay, his name is her name, her color hair. It's hold on, it's in the Wikipedia. Some guy actually looked this up. Some man of culture looked it up. Her hair color is um, it's not purple. Isn't it fuchsia or something? Magenta. Oh, I guess it's magenta. Okay, it's magenta. Whatever. For those who want down, it's magenta. Okay. All right. Anyways, okay. Yeah, what was she doing? What was she doing? Why would the Black agree to Schneider? They could have been arrested. Well, they couldn't because they had the flare warhead. That's the problem. The flare war would have wiped them all out. That's why it didn't work. Okay. Yeah, exactly. I don't think the response was that bad. She hasn't seen Shiloh over a year, and she's if you love some Family Guys. All right, fine, whatever. I guess, but all right. I'm not going to disagree with that, but like it was. She's happy to see him. I get that, but just the whole thing surrounding it just seemed very not Cornelia like. I don't know. She's not that kind of person. I mean, she's very what's the word? She is not that friendly. I don't know. Tom, can you please shut the heck up? I agree. Why do people don't like Dina? She's not the worst thing ever. Again, she's not. No, Bradley was. And thank God he's dead. Toto gets me since he's the one person who knows Lelouch, and the odd drama show that. I figured he'd speak on his behalf, at least until he learned Zero killed Jellyfish. Yeah, exactly. But even then, there's no proof he did that. Oh my God. I guess we're back to holy crap. Here we go again. I mean, with the whole situation in Port Yokozuka or Kusabaki, that idiot, I can't stand him. Just because Schneisel told them that Lelouch might have manipulated them, it doesn't mean anything because there's no proof of this. You need evidence to make a decision. You don't just go off some guy's gut because Schneisel clearly has an agenda. So stupid. Oh my God. You guys don't give me a chance to hear my side of the story. What if Schneisel stabs you in the back return? Tom actually has a good point. Toto, well, we're still going to kill him. It's so dumb. Oh, one more point I wanted to make about the whole situation. You know what Ogie should have said, right? Ogie should have traded Lelouch for something else. You know what he should have traded him for? This. The flare warheads. And peace. Like I've heard him mention this. Ogie should have said, okay, we'll give you the Zero, Lelouch, whatever fudge you want to call him, in exchange for the flare warheads to be destroyed and for world peace. No more fighting amongst the Black Knights or the UFN and the Holy Britannian Empire. No more fighting and get rid of the Flail Warheads. If you agree to those terms, you get zero back. If you don't agree to those terms, you don't get zero. You want to know why that would be a better solution? Because that future proofs all future conflicts. They won't have the flares to worry about because they can't threaten them with it. And if there's peace, they won't need the security for warfare anyways. But instead, he's like, Japan. Stupid son of a gun. It was so bad, though. I don't care what the reasons were. It was so stupid. Now they want a truth. Exactly. Mino is a pedo and a sociopath. Very possible. I don't know. He's not a bad character, but in this scene, they make him. This is a classic case where I've said before in the past in this show where the characters are not stupid, but the writers make them stupid for some reason. Suzaku has been fudged over, and so is Cornelia and Ogi in this scene. I mean, they could hear what they have to say, but again, without Lelouch, and why would they believe it outright? It's like, okay, Schneisel has a bunch of claims he makes over and over again. He says Lelouch is a Britannian prince. Named Zero is a Britannian prince named Lelouch. He has a Geass power. He used it on you people. That's why everything happened. They never quantify any of these claims whatsoever. I mean, here's the crazy part. Did they even prove that Lelouch was, in fact, a prince of Britannia? No. They just took Schneisel's word for it. Did they show a birth certificate, photos, anything? No. They just go along with it. Is that really, like, I'll hear anything they have to say, but, like, be skeptical, guys. These are your enemies. These are the people that you've been in war with since, like, forever. Schneisel is literally one of the commanders you've been fighting. Cornelia has been, like, your enemy since last season. Why on earth would you trust anyone in this situation? I would want some evidence. I'm not against the Black Knights hearing out Britannia without Lelouch, even though it makes no sense, but whatever. I'm not against it in theory, but their willingness to accept everything is why it's so stupid. It should have been, exactly, the UFN should have discussed it. Here's the thing. I'm not against the whole betrayal as a concept, because there was reasons for it. The way the plot showed the betrayal and the whole evolution of it was rushed and poorly handled. But we knew there was dissension in the group that was forming. The problem is they never properly reached the pinnacle of it. It just sort of happened, and that's it. Good question, because Colin would. You want to know why Colin wasn't there? Wait, why wasn't Colin there? I don't know. They want Tommy there because he's Lelouch's biggest fan. So if he goes against him, he wants to destroy the one guy who really loved Zero. Colin should have been there. If she was there or Jeremiah was there, man, the meeting would have been so much different. Did Lelouch get married in the last season? Not that I know of. They get married in the film. There's a joke where you see C2 in the last episode of a bandit on her finger, and she thinks it's a ring or something. I think that's what that was. I don't know. Exactly. A kangaroo court. I don't get the reference. Is that from I'll look it up. Kangaroo court? I've never heard this expression before. An unofficial court held by a group of people in order to try something retarded. The tries, what the hell? It's much about good evidence. I've never heard the term before. Kangaroo court. Oh, I've never heard that before. That's hilarious. I'm gonna write this down for future. Like, I'm gonna use that term for other stuff. Kangaroo. Oh my god, you guys make my day. That's amazing. Okay. Let's see. And they still would have died. I mean, I guess you could argue this, right? If they did capture Schneisel, this is actually a fair point. If they capture Schneisel and they fire a flare, aren't they all going to die? I guess Schneisel doesn't care. We do know that Schneisel in general is willing to sacrifice himself to take out other people. That's his nature. So he would, in retrospect, Schneisel would be willing to die for the greater good. So yeah, I guess he would kill them all off and himself. I didn't think about that. He came with the flair, though. Plus, you kidnap someone after they propose a different flag. But here's the thing, though. You say no one would trust them, but who is like? There's only two world powers now. There's the UFN, and then there's Britannia. So like, no one would trust the BK. There's only like two nations now. Australia might like one way or the other, and there were some nations that were uncertain. But it's Schneisel, man. I don't know. I can kind of see that, but was there even going to be a diplomatic solution to this war anyhow? I got the impression what was going to happen was the Black Knights, once they take back Japan, they were going to conquer the rest of Britannia. Or if they lost, Britannia was going to conquer them. I got the impression we were going to have more conflicts after this one to end this whole thing. So I could be wrong, but extraordinary claims and extraordinary evidence. Well said, my friend. Well said. Why would the Black Knights believe Zero having supernatural power from the enemy's prince, a Britannian spy, and they don't even question the loyalty of Ogi when he was taking flight? I didn't even mention it. That's a good point too. I want to write that down too. They don't even mention, that Ogi is dating Valletta. Like no one's. Oh my god, everyone's so stupid. Uh, no one questions it. Hold on, questions it. He's that's the enemy. They don't even question his motivations behind this. I have evidence. No, you don't. Ogi. You got nothing. We know what you really did. We don't want to know. I mean, we don't want to see it, but we know. It's you're right. It's the funniest thing in the one scene where Tamaki is actually the smartest guy in the room. It's almost like this is a weird way to put this, but you have to be so stupid to see how stupid this is. It's like everyone else is just so up there they can't even see the dumbness of how this scene makes no sense. Like Tommy's like, wait a minute, where's the proof? That could have been recording. Like, why would this prove anything? You come on now. Oh my god. To be fair, Ogi, there's no way to know who was gas or not, and if the gas had a use limit. The problem isn't even about this. Like, that's not even what I'm mad about, okay? I get that. That made sense why they were upset, because the gas could be used on them or whatever. The problem is, they don't have any reason to believe gas even exists, you know? Like, this is like, how do I put this? You're talking like the World Series. We're still in spring training, you know? We're not even there yet. That's a big leap. You have to first prove to me that there's even a Geass power to begin with and how it works correctly. If you can quantify those two things, we can then move forward to the next step, which is, are we affected by the Geass power? But we're not there yet, though. That's the problem. We're jumping the gun here. That's why it doesn't work. Yes, you are right in theory that they should be worried about it. I don't even disagree with that. But the problem is, we're not even there yet. You know, you can't just say, "Oh, this could be a thing," but like, we're, oh my god! I wish if only Jeremy was at a meeting. If only, right? I know Shadow is smart, but how the heck did he figure all this out? These powers under Lucius Gias. The Gias part, I don't know. Everything else was through manipulation and understanding of people's emotions and motivations. There we go. But Schneisel had the documents, not Valletta. Valletta, I mean, that makes no sense because look at the timetables, right? Everything happened beforehand. Valletta went to I forgot what island it was to meet Ogi. She came alone, by the way, no bag or anything. They fall off a cliff. Psycho rescues them. You don't see a bag with them, and let's say you did see a bag, right? Dietar took all the stuff she had to begin with. Are you sure he didn't shred the information like he did in the in the movie? Like Dietar probably shred all that information. We don't even see what was in the suitcase to begin with when she went to go see Ogi. So no, she would not have the evidence. And here's the worst part: we don't see her with the evidence to begin with. Again, the story. If you want to go this route, you should at least have Valletta with it on her. You can't just tell me, well, she might have, could have. No, no, you got to show this stuff, okay? This is not something that should have been up for debate. It should not have been up for interpretation. No, like hints. This is evidence that was used to incriminate Lelouch that was pivotal to the story. You can't just have like a side thing. That's why it doesn't work, in my opinion. And also because again, Schneider and Cannon weren't even looking for us to begin with. There's so many problems. I can't even right now. I believe the Black Knights should have stayed with Zero until he saving Japan. If they wanted to part ways afterward, that'd be fair, but not beforehand. Sure, definitely there could be more things there. You got something everyone else. I don't know. Night Renali. Nice reference there. Nice reference there. I can digest the BK's being so dumb, but not Detard. He's a Machiavellian. Zero having Geass shouldn't matter to him. In fact, he should admire Lelouch more than that. He also was aware Lelouch was doing awful things to begin with. Like, he was totally understanding of that. So no matter how you look at it, yeah, he should have been. I don't know. Shadow could have proved Geass with logic, like the SAS. The reason why Britannia had about massacre, it could have been a good episode of Shadow using superior intelligence. I mean, the problem is, even if you could somehow piece together what happened with the, saying Giaf was the one that caused it, you still have to prove it exists. That's the problem again with this. It's like, it's a supernatural power, and Lelouch was able to use it on people. The problem is, you can't just state something as exists without showing its existence or proving it or something, even footage, anything. But nothing is presented. It's like everyone, the show wants to get to the whole part where everyone learns about how he manipulated people, but it doesn't focus any attention on how we learn about the power itself. And since the Geass Aura was conveniently destroyed, they can't even go back to it to look it up if this existed or not. I'm sure that was no accident, but just, ugh. That could have worked, though, if they actually tried. Yeah, that's true, he did. I'm never sure. That could have been bullcrap, too. Schneider's a massive manipulator. Who the hell knows? Toto's not stupid either. Hold on, you told me you trust a prince that tried to kill us in the past, and the spy who shot you over false evidence? Yeah, you guys are idiots. Pretty much. My biggest problem with this episode is that Valletta revealing Zero's Geass to Ogi is done off screen. Like, how did that come to be? Like, Valletta, Ogi, Zero has a Geass and is a prince. Yeah, they don't show that. What the fudge? Again, Seduction Club. Whatever. Exactly. There's no, like, what would guarantee it would be okay? Yeah, I don't know. It's not good. L and G actually kind of touched upon. Oh, Lancelot and Gurin actually touched upon finding out Geass through Leto. Apparently, there was evidence that that was later destroyed in R2. Um, the problem with this is that, like the comments you guys made about not only being safe or Cornelia find the Geass order, this came in manga that happens after the anime. The problem with stuff like this is that it's not. How do I put this? You're retconning things. You could have just had it in the story, but you had to rush the damn thing. And even this stuff you're doing, like you guys mentioned, it's patchwork. You have to read. You have to. Unfortunately, you have to redo the whole damn thing. If you really want to fix the story, you got to redo the whole thing. You can't just do patchwork here and there to fill in the blanks. You have to like redesign the story to tell the things to show things you want to show. I guess, but patchwork is um. Oh, is my camera dead? Hold on. Yeah, I think my camera just died. All right. Okay. I gotta change it. All right, I'll show the video again, and this time you should be able to hear it. But you'll hear me scuffling around too. I apologize for that, but yeah, my camera just died. Okay. Okay. Your audio has an echo. It does? Is it bad? Yeah, let me get actually a little further ahead here.
Expected that these two bring to the table is off the charts. But which rifles the other? Well, here how this goes. 5 rounds, winner takes all, and no cheating with Geass powers for death notes.
Oh!
One story.
Okay, I'm already triggered. I haven't seen this yet. I'm already triggered. Actually, we'll just change one thing here. Let's do that. Okay, now you can watch a bigger screen of the video.
World will suit their own vision. For Light, he wants a world with Club. With his death note, he can easily wipe that slate clean. But what happens when Light himself begins to believe in his own legend as Kira, god of the new world?
Death is the only way to pay for crimes against Kira.
Will there be any bit of the idealistic law student left when he finds...
What? Looks like my, Wait, hold on a second here. He wanted to rid the world of crime, and then later on he got consumed by, his god. No, he had the beginning. It was like the... Oh, wow. we're 1/7 of this video. Wait, what? No. No, Light was insane as soon as the show started. He said like the first episode, I'm going to be god of this new world. All right, let's see what I got fixed. Let's see. Oh, not this crap again. Oh, damn it. Well, that sucks. So what happened was my here, let me get this out of the way. What was over here? So what happened was this. This always happens for some reason. My camera dies. Without me changing it, my resolution goes to the crapper. I don't know why this happens. Let me do some settings. Maybe there's a layout that no. If I do this, oh, that's even worse. Oh God. Okay, let's not do that. I gotta figure out what's on my camera because this always happens. It does this weird thing where the resolution goes to the crapper. You can't even see me, like John said. You can't see me. I guess I'm gonna just I'll go back to like this. You can't even see me. Oh man. Okay. Where were we? Okay. I can get behind the Black Knight's actions here, but one of them should have demanded the Flea attack in exchange for Zero. That's what I was thinking. Flea and World Peace for Zero. That would have been a good exchange, honestly, because even Zero kind of fought for those things too. So yeah, that was the problem. Yeah, they don't. It's funny you bring that up because when you see the UFN list of members, there actually were people. I'm gonna turn my camera off. At this point, there's just no way having it. Let me just turn the camera. At this point, it makes no sense that you have like they showed I think in the last episode I can quickly grab it up. They showed a list of all the people in the UFN, and you don't see any of these people in the Black Knights meeting. Like until like later on the next episode, you then see them, but prior you don't, and it's so yeah. Let's see, I can show the exact part. Give me a second here. I just saw it already. Yeah, here it is. Is this it? It's one of these here. Give me a second. Here it is. There's a bunch of staff members they had on in the group, but you don't see any of them. Like even Hongo wasn't there, which was 9% was from one country, and the people who weren't present there. Again, you can't make decisions for everyone without consulting them. I'm just gonna turn on my camera. There's no point. Okay, you can't do that. It's so stupid. Well, Toto was a military leader. He should have experience. Yeah, he should have. What happened? What the hell happened? They're closed-minded, but not trying to find evidence for the insane claims that Schneider was making. That's why it was they're closed-minded. Like or maybe the opposite. They were so open-minded they couldn't even who the hell knows? So stupid. Just hurts my brain when I think about this stuff. Um, I think there were scenes that read better from a Japanese Eastern perspective, which values honor and values more than the Western, which is more focused on results. Um, I'm not sure because you're saying values honor. Yeah, but even then, there's no quantifying any of it. That's the problem. You can look at either perspective, but there's no way to quantify it. The only redeeming quality about this episode are Luke talking to Colin to live and Rawls dying to save his brother. That's it. Other than that, it's crap. A quote from Scar in Lion King to best describe the Black Knight's episode. I'm surrounded by idiots. Facts. Oh, you called him a con man. I'm simply. You're more of a con man, you dumb frick. You hid Valletta from your own leader. Yeah, that's right. He did. Zero pretended not like Colin or to keep per se. Reminds of how Charles sent Lelouch in LA to protect him. Yeah, but I think but with Colin though it was a little different because he didn't send her away to some foreign country where she would be on her own. He just simply told her to live, and he sacrificed himself to save Colin. Charles did not sacrifice himself to save Lelouch. It's a little different, but I can see the similarities. No, she does not. She's not that bright. I think the Black Knight betraying Lelouch is an awesome idea, but execution was frustrating. Frustrating doesn't even describe it. Code Geass always had time where they just jump the gun. Yeah, then there's no explanation. They just jump exactly. Well, Nagisa never trusted Lelouch to begin with, or Zero to begin with. So her turning on him makes sense. But Ogi and Toto were very loyal, so I don't know. And Colin for sure. Colin, I love you, Lelouch. Lelouch, you're a pawn, Colin. Enjoy your stay in Hell, Lelouch. You must live. Wait, what does that mean? Colin's character is typically a ping pong match. Oh man, that's terrible, but you're right. I wish Nita blew up Ashford. Honestly, probably would be better off everyone. Yeah, they are a bunch of morons. I agree. Like none of what they said made any sense. Pretty much. Gino, wait, all the massacre is like a pointing at the flare. Always has been. Yeah, I don't know. Gino's not smart. If Bowden Collin didn't immediately jump into her gur and went after Luce to protect him. Yeah, why didn't she do that? That's weird. I don't know. Maybe ran out of power? That's a good question. Why didn't she do that? Again, this episode should have been just Schneisel exposing the Zero and countering the Black Knight points, providing exposing evidence, and the gas massacre should have played a huge part. It wasn't even relevant. This was so frustrating. You can't see my expression because my damn camera. But what was the point of the gas massacre if they never used the evidence? It was like Toto was the only one who had it. That was it. Like they should have brought that up. That again, of all the things they said or could have said, that was the only thing that really would get Lelouch guilty of something to betray, to not be with him anymore. That was probably the only thing they had on him that was legitimate. They had evidence to support and testimony from people. Everything else was just hearsay. He wasn't Geass, that's right. So, I don't know. His suicide was suspicious, but it could leave was under Geass. Again, missed opportunity to utilize Schneider's genius. Yeah, again, agreed. They didn't do any of that stuff. I don't know. They should have made it public, though. I know. I mean, I understand that it's not democracy, but the fact they only publicly said it to one person is kind of weird to me. Again, like I said, in 23, Luch publicly showed Schneisel and everyone aboard the Ikaruga that he had everyone UFN prisoner. He didn't send him a voicemail. He didn't personally call him. He sent a gigantic message to the entire Ikaruga. That's the only reason why I don't buy that, because the show later on they will send a message to everybody. So it was purposely done that way. Yeah, it was never used with Geass. I agree. Calm us down. Oh my god, I know. Question: Alderaan, Zephon versus Gino. Oh, definitely Alderaan. She kill him. There's no question. There, she'd wipe him out. Oh, that was even worse. Oh God, Bane was. Oh God, now I'm really no, no. They weren't planning to tell Zero. They just using Schnazel's recording and Lancelot as evidence. They were trying to prevent the use of the Flea. They weren't planning to tell Zero. They just wait. I'll try one more time. They weren't planning to tell Zero. They're just using Suzaku's recording conversation in the Lancelot as evidence that they were trying to prevent use of Flea. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, they did try. They did tell Zero. Oh, I'm not sure what you mean by that. I'm actually kind of confused. Oh, you said Zero used them, dude. Were you? I don't know. Zaku chooses suicide and gets saved by a pilot. Convenience. This is how Zaku feels. Yeah, kind of. And that was me. I fudged up there. Okay. Is it a good episode? I don't know. Maybe Minecraft die knowledge is paying off. There's never been a Code Geass episode, and then there will be unless R3 gets made. Or yeah, I guess I can see that. There's well, we have a Zeta capture, but yeah, Nina's better than Bradley. Absolutely, they didn't really develop at all. I don't personally think any evidence for BK to turn against Zero. You just need to ruin the image and cause more distrust, which they didn't do that either. They didn't do anything. You need something though, because again, it's a supernatural power you're discussing. That's the problem, and you have to at least show like he could have done stuff. The distrust came out of like stupidity, not like of intelligence. They never even showed that. That could have worked. Why not? I agree. Yeah, definitely would have. I agree. Why did they never discuss this? So bizarre to me. Yeah, it was bad. They had to make everyone stupid for that part. If they learn about the SADs and JLF and hammers and more distrust, and bring up and use the gas on everyone. Civilian teenagers, exactly. Play into the fear. Yeah, they don't explain it. That's very true. F for Cam. Yeah, my Cam. Yep, indeed. Maybe one episode of Schneider is hated since he was the one to have aired for plus 12 hours. My life would be dead by then. Maybe the one episode of Snaku. Uh, yeah, he probably. Yeah, it's true. He might have said that. We don't know. Lucier versus the Zero. Oh, I'm not sure how powerful the Agravian is. If it's like the Gareth, then probably Shinkiro. Be a good fight though. I'm glad you're dead. Oh my god, that's fine. I understand. We've gone through it before. Also, should Haminami and Sony have been involved in the meeting? Are they high members? Who the hell knows? Are you really trying to make sense of this? Yeah, exactly. You know what? That could have worked too. Who the hell knows? Like you're putting more effort they did, I believe. When thinking about Ashford, has more plot armor than any character in the show. Oh, that's facts right there. Absolutely, I guess. Oh, I see. Suzaku act. Oh, that's what you meant. Suzaku acted on his own will to warn about the Flash. Shinazo never ordered him. Why did I do that? I'm so stupid. Um, Shinazo never ordered him to do so. Right? Exactly. You could have mentioned that too. That's why it was such bull crap. Oh my god. Okay. All right. Now for the fun stuff. Now this wasn't fun. I mean, I enjoyed venting. This was good therapy. Okay. So I got something. We're gonna do a lot of summons. A lot of summons. I'm not even joking. There's gonna be a lot. Okay. Let me let me move my face here. How about now? Can you hear me now? Hello? Still nothing? Huh. Okay. So I can't have to have this present? I can't just 1 second. Oh, okay. Okay. I know what happened. I got it. I'm an idiot. Don't ask. Okay. Okay. I fixed it. Okay. All right, here we go. First to 10 summoning. Ooh, this is good. I think we're gonna level 4 character here. You seem really nervous. Upgrade. All right, time for the Tamikis. Psycho. Okay.
多少の体術と忍術、変装術は心得ているだけに。わからない。
Shirley, good. Yeah, Detard. Look who it is. Detard. Oh, look who it is. Everyone's favorite busty 15-year-old. Oh, Toto. Actually, that was a pretty good summon. I like Toto. She's very useful. Ah, Mao. Very nice. Detard. F me. Psycho. Shirley. Okay, we'll take all the Shirley. Lloyd. I'll take Lloyd. Okay. Let me fix the sound real quick. It's kind of loud. 1 second. Let's lower a little bit. Okay. All right. That's the first thing we're gonna do. Let me read some comments real quick here. I don't have Arthur. I did not watch Late. That was Attack on Titan. I'm a little behind in the season. C2, we've got a good chance to get her, but I want to do one quick thing first. I have 10 here. Okay. No, I do not. I'm gonna try to summon. Yeah, I'm gonna try to summon one summon here. Let's see if we can get them. We'll see what we get. It's a 1, so it's not good, but we'll see what happens. It's garbage. Alright, Psycho. Okay. Alright, so what we're gonna do now is this thing here. So if you do this, you're guaranteed to get 10 level 4 characters. So I hope to God we get the characters I want. Here we go. This is gonna be really crazy summon. I'm actually really excited for this. One quick question though: Toto versus Psycho? Probably Toto. All right. Again, this is all level 4s. It better be anyways. Here we go. What? That's not what this is supposed to be. I'm sorry, what? That's not what I... Oh, wow. That's not what I... Wow. Never mind. I thought it was only level 4s. Okay. I must have misread that. That's garbage. Wow. You gotta be kidding me. More I&O. Thank you. Oh, I think we got a second Zeo. Nice. Nice. Got the relic.
俺の名前はゼロ。それ
That's not bad, actually. No C2, though. I get detailed every week. So, apparently... Hold on. Let's go back to this again. I'm really curious here. Did I get duped? I probably did. I'm not surprised either. Well, I know I learned my lesson. I'm not playing this crap anymore. In what I did, I thought you were guaranteed to get at least a bunch of level 4s, not just one. But I was obviously wrong there, so yay. Um, whatever. It's fine. At least I got Zeo. I mean, I wanted C2, but I guess I can't have that. We can't have nice things in this world. It is what it is. All right, let me see if I boost Lloyd. I cannot. Let's go back. I can at least give Zeo a. Let's see. Zeo. Where are you? Where is he? Oh, there he is. Unbelievable. All right, back. I'll present my face back here. Unbelievable. Yeah, I don't know. I might be because Detard is a unpopular character. I don't know. He's not good. Like in the game, he's not good. He might be good like in other contexts, just not in the game. Oh, gotta come here. So frustrating. Can I get Shirley higher? I don't have enough things yet for her. Let's see, Shirley. Can I? Oh, I can. Nice. It's about time. Shirley's definitely up there. And can I get Toto level 4? Not quite. Almost though. One, I can get her with 10 more, and then she's level. That's good. They're powerful characters, but I never got Shirley. I'm really annoyed. I thought that level 4 would be better because I can't read. What a surprise. Okay, it is what it is. I guess it's kind of shit. All right, let's do some duels. Yeah, it's true. All right, let's pick some battles here. Oh, this is a good one. We should have won this one pretty easily. Um, let's see. Zeo is pretty powerful, but just for fun, let's put in a fully powered Shirley in there, just for fun, and a fully powered Euphemia, and I guess that's fine. Okay. Man. Well, I learned my lesson about how this works, and that it doesn't. R.I.P. My goddess. Yeah, she's cool. This is actually more close than I thought it was going to be. Yeah, Sierra said she wasn't popular. Very true. Oh my god, we're not winning this battle, are we? You gotta be kidding me. We're actually losing? Oh god, alright. Well, let's get past this one. Damn it. I can't believe we lost that. What the fudge was that about? Wow. Galahad versus the Nagi Shoemain. Probably the Nagi Shoemain since it's a higher Nightmare frame. Yeah, probably the Nagi Shoemain. That was crap. Okay. Well, I guess we'll use then my usual bullshit team. No, not Renan. Lelouch. Let's try that again. That was bad. This whole dual mode's bullshit, anyways. You can't you can pay more to do more battles, but it's not worth it. It's not worth it. You get nothing for it. Does Shadow have Scissor Prophecy? Not that I know of. That'd be so funny. Bunch of detards. Yeah, I don't think so. Is that the fan fiction you guys are talking about? Redo of Rebellion. Keith Alexander versus the Todo Gecko. Probably the Alexanders. The Gecko's not that fast. The Alexanders are all over the place. Probably that. That'd be awesome. He should become a playable character. That'd be really cool, actually. I would definitely love to see that. Let's Colin's pretty cool. She's definitely pretty. He's definitely pretty cool. But let's put instead a support character. Yuffie or Nunnally. I guess we'll put Nunnally in there, and we'll put Nunnally. I'll switch her and Kyo, and let's give him the code link, and then we'll give Nunnally the healing one. So much god dang detard. Okay. Inequality speech. That'd be funny. So much buff and debuffs. Freaking birthday Lelouch. The game's over. You aren't using D-Tard. The game is going out of its way to get you to use D-Tard. I don't want to use D-Tard. He's awful. In the game, not in the story. The story is pretty cool. The game, not so much. Percival versus Angetsu. Oh no, I would go with Toto. I think Toto would definitely beat Bradley. Oh, High Grail probably. That'd be close though. Yeah, definitely the High Grail over the Conquista. Die, Sasaki. What's taking so long? About damn time. All right, I think we got rid of time. So stupid. Still won, but still stupid. Yeah, I got one energy for my trouble. I'm so blessed. Got the one energy. This game is so beautiful. Man. Ew. Blah, blah. God, I really thought that someone was going to give me a C2, but it wasn't meant to be. I haven't heard any of the Lost Stories game from the last time I updated the game. There was some more trailers, I think. Not even just like more. I wouldn't even call them trailers, like compilations of different stuff. But other than that, no, there's been no updates that I know of. I can look into it later on, but I don't recall seeing anything. The game wants me to use Detard so badly, they even made this code link just for him. That's very hard to find. Cornelius Glaus. Oh, definitely the versus Getorex or Getorex. Yeah, it definitely wins. There's no Shin would destroy her. The Dead frame is so destructive. We're gonna do some I'm gonna just clean this whole thing up. Let's see. Is there a way to clean the whole room up? Yeah, just everything. Cool. All right. There we go. Okay. I'm gonna change the background real quick. I don't like the Lancelot thing. It looks stupid. Not this. Laboratory to the outside. That's so stupid. I'm not doing that. We'll do like a classic apartment with a normal floor, and we'll do a classic apartment or something. That looks good. Well, you know they will. I mean, they probably will. All right, I'll bring a bed in here. We'll put it right there, and I'll bring in a nice table. We'll put that right here. Two chairs. The collision in this game is so fucking stupid. It always so freaking stupid. Like it's not touching it. Come, oh my god. Just move. There we go. Okay. Now I want a couch because people sit on couches. At least they do from time to time. We'll put it right here. And then I want a fireplace right here. Put it around the back. There we go. Put the couch more to the front so you can actually see it. High ground versus the verse. Versing Teterox. I keep saying it wrong. I don't know. Probably the High Grail. That's a hard one though. Okay, put Cheese Kun there. I'm almost done here. Then we'll just get grab the Gawain. Cool. It's pretty minimalistic. There doesn't be any like big stuff here. Yeah, that's good enough. Okay, and then we'll build the posters up. In case you wanted to know, wait, is the Holy Swords in R2 form? Oh. Yeah, if it's Holy Swords from R2, probably not. If it's R1, probably yeah, they would win. It depends. It depends which one we're talking about. The R1s are definitely not as powerful. W0, yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff with that. That's true. I don't even want these damn posters. I don't know. Minimalistic maybe is just the best way to go around with this. And then just for fun, because everyone loves TVs. Well, TV, idiots. All right. That's good. I'm satisfied. Lee takes the chair immediately. It's funny. We don't need Lloyd here. Get rid of Lloyd. Be gone, Lloyd. We want Shirley, and let's get rid of Renya and Lelouch, and then we'll also bring in, and that's actually good enough. Oh, we don't need Yuffie there. So we have Shirley, and I guess we'll bring in a neutral party in. Jeremiah. Why not? Or no, yeah, Jeremiah, why not? I think I ever used Jeremiah once in the room yet. I want to zoom in. Oh, damn it. I had a perfect. Oh, that's cool. Hold on. I like that. That's actually they're going back to back. That's actually really cool. Well, I got that name. They went back to back. Lush, where are you going? Oh my god, I don't want to discuss the whole life versus Lush. Jesus. What the hell are they talking about, huh? You will obey me, Jeremiah. Okay. All right. All right, let's go back to home real quick.
居場所を見つけることが俺たちの権利だ。それを邪魔する奴は誰であっても許さない。俺は一度しか屍はいつもに死んでいった仲間のためにも。紙幣の部あなたとハロウィンの時だけコスプレなんても
They're all broken. The whole mechanics of the character are kind of broken. I love I love the outfit that Euphemia wears. It's so good. Like they really put a lot of thought into it. Even this one too, the alternative.
エリゼロの正体をおう俺にも官僚になるって夢があんだよ
Quinn Rose model, I go that one. And only happens to how strong would Blood Knights be if the Blood Knights join them? They'd be pretty powerful. They'd be pretty strong.
信じに溺れすぎどうして知ってんだ俺だってな意地が横島な
You know what's funny? Hold on, one last thing before I end the stream. If I was to maybe it's just me, but doesn't Tamaki look like Ryu? Hold on. Where's Tamaki? They look kind of alike, don't they? Maybe it's just me. The Bloods are going to invade the room. Hold on. Actually, not Sarah. They don't know. So we'll say Lelouch. Total. No. Tamaki. Where's Ogi? And then Deeftard. Where's D-Tard? Am I stupid? Where's D-Tard? Oh, there he is. He's so goofy looking. How can you miss him? Guys, what do you think of my new place? This looks stupid. What are we doing here? I don't know. I think it looks kind of cool. Of course you would say that, Tamaki. This is our new headquarters. I'll be here from now on. I don't know. It seems kind of stupid to me. Question me, Yogi, and you will die. Seems legit, as D-Tard would think. Anyways, yeah, that's what we're gonna do for today. The next stream next week we'll have a stream. We'll try in the afternoon and see if you guys like that over this one. But anyways, thanks for tuning in as always, and I will see you guys next week. Lots of cool stuff I'm gonna release this week. Cool videos. I think you guys are gonna like it. Anywho, thanks guys for watching. I appreciate it, and have a good week, guys.